Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Knight RPG. I am Robert Reeve, Robert G. Reeve on Twitter. It has been a very Robert year for me. I have somehow managed to trick everyone into thinking that I'm important in the tabletop world, and now I get to turn my hobby into like something that I'm like doing and people are paying attention to, and it's kind of neat. I am joined by a lovely cast of gamers of varying level of experience. We have my gaming mentor and older brother here, and we also have someone who has never played an RPG before ever. So we're really like running the range here. But I'm going to let people introduce themselves. Joe, why don't you start?
I am Joe. I'm Joseph of Orb, just about everywhere. And I am a novelist. My debut novel came out in July, and it is James Bond meets Knives Out. If you're looking to lose a little of your rear end, pick it up. You'll laugh some of it off.
Angeline?
Hi, I'm Angeline. I am a book editor. If you want to read some books that would make great A24 movies, in my opinion, you will get a chance to check them out in the chat at some point. I am also an A24 groupie, big fan, and I moonlight as a culture writer sometimes. I wrote a piece about the racial subtext in the Green Knight. May or may not be bringing that energy to this session. It's great to be here.
Catherine?
Hi, I'm Catherine. I am a PhD candidate at the University of Virginia. I study late medieval English and French literature, including the original poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, on which the movie is based. And I wrote a piece for Electric Literature about why the Green Knight should be sexier.
I don't know if our Green Knight will be sexy today, but there may be other sexy knights.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
And then lastly, Trung.
Hi, I'm Trung. I am a cartoonist and graphic novelist. My debut graphic novel came out in October of last year. It's called The Magic Fish. People seem to like it, so if you're into middle grade and YA graphic novels and you like fairy tales, it's probably going to be your jam. My interest in the Green Knight is mostly in that I have very little background in anything Arthurian whatsoever, but it dovetails really neatly into a lot of the storytelling traditions that I'm interested in. And so this is a great opportunity to have kind of a hands-on experience in a fun way with kind of playing with that world.
I am really excited for this game. I play tested it with some friends yesterday. It was pretty tough, to be honest. But I learned a lot from running this. I think it's really interesting because it's a story-heavy, but mechanics-light game. I think it's really good for newbies, and I think that even if you're experienced, you'll get a lot out of like digging into this like mythos that we all know really well. So, without further ado, let's get started here. So this booklet, by the way, is like absolutely beautiful. It's full of all kinds of like ink drawings, and they've stylized it a little bit like a medieval manuscript. And I'm on the section here for The Adventure Begins. This, I think, is a good time for you all to introduce your characters as well. You each crafted a persona here, and at this time you can reveal as much or as little about yourself as you like. Let's go backwards this time, and we'll start with you, Trung.
Oh, okay. I'm noble by the name of Lord Theobald, and I have a pretty good relationship with all of the peasants that live on my property for the most part. However, I was walking around doing my morning constitutionals one day, and this Green Knight showed up, and I just thought it was so rude, like just interrupting my routine. What nerve, I thought. And so when he offered to let me strike him, I totally took him up on it a little bit more eagerly than I had hoped. And so now here we are.
Catherine?
Oh, Yeah, so I'm Owen, a Brawny. I'm a knight. Um, and I met the Green Knight when I was just minding my own business, having a fun night in the pub with some buddies. And this huge green guy came over and he demanded that I chop his head off. It totally ruined my night. And so he wouldn't quit bugging us. And finally I said, look, we'll just get this over with. And I chopped his head off. And then here I am on this quest that I didn't really sign up for.
I know I said we'd reverse the order, but since Joe's character saw this happen, let's skip to Joe and then we'll leave you for last, Angeline.
I am playing Heath, a storyteller. And when the Green Knight arrived and made his proposal, I knew that his arrival was a way of recording something important. And I'm hoping to cheat the system. He said to deal him a wound and he would give like back, so I gave him the smallest of nicks so that I may have admission to this ride without any great danger to myself. It's not that I'm a terrible coward. I'm actually a very good coward. But it's that I must survive, because if I don't, the story will not live on. So, protect me.
And Angeline.
I'm Annowre. I am a sorceress. I met the Green Knight very far away from here in a distant court of a distant king. No one you would have heard of. Suffice it to say, he threatened someone I loved, and so that couldn't stand.
Okay. On your screen, you viewers might see little descriptions under all of our players' characters. One thing in the Green Knight RPG is that every character chooses a virtue and a vice. And these are character-defining traits that you can also call on in the game. If you... And the game is obsessed, just like the movie, with honor. Everything that you do will be either honorable or dishonorable. And you can pitch me, but as the game master, I'm the one who ultimately decides whether your deed is honorable or dishonorable. But I have to tell you that decision before you follow through on the action. So you do get to know. And there is the worst fate that can befall you in this game is not dying. It is hitting 20 dishonor, to be as dishonorable as you can be. Your quest ends if you hit 20 dishonor. The virtues and the vices affect this, because if you call upon your virtue when you do an honorable action, you can re-roll that if you failed. You can decide whether you liked your first roll or your second roll better. And then similarly, you can call upon your vice if you are taking a dishonorable action. You might ask, why would you want to do something dishonorable? Sometimes it's the dirty way is a little faster and might get you through a problem a little quicker. One other thing that you can do with your vice: if you see someone else has made a roll and they've failed it, you can intervene with your virtue and give them a reroll. You can each call upon your virtue or your vice once every encounter. We'll have 4 encounters tonight total. I looked at my fingers, make sure you hold up the right number. You'll have 4 encounters that we'll be doing tonight. And I think that's everything we need to know for now. Players, do you have any questions? It can be mechanics questions. It can be what does this thing on my sheet do? Anything that you want to know before we get started here. Okay, I've counted to 5 in my head. No questions. Let's go. You find yourselves at a tavern where many roads meet. Almost 1 year ago to the day, each of you was visited by the mysterious Green Knight. Although you are miles apart, It seems that these visits all occurred perhaps on the same day. You all harmed the Green Knight in some way, with the Knight's promise that he would return the damage done to him 1 year hence. Now, shortly before that year is up, you meet at the beginning of your journey. Over the course of the night, you exchange stories. You agree to go on this quest to the Green Chapel together, some party members perhaps more begrudgingly than others. The night passes with anxious revelry. Then in the stark morning light, you get the first clear look at the other members of your party. You will face your destinies together. Only a few hours into your journey, the familiarity of the tavern, let alone your homes, has faded long into the distance. The woods on this path are like nothing you've seen before. Mysteriously gnarled branches, dark foreign shadows, and a cold wind surround you. You're focused so much on the eeriness that you almost don't notice the overturned cart right in front of you. The cart looks to have been the subject of an ambush. Arrows stick out the side of the cart. Peasant bodies litter the road. The scene is quiet, maybe too quiet. What will you do? And this is where we start. First, the very first thing it says is you all start with 10 dishonor. The lowest you can get is down to 2 dishonor. The highest you can get is 20, and your adventure ends at 20. But just like in the movie, Gawain is frequently delaying. We consider delays in this game to be dishonorable. So the very first thing is, at the beginning of this scene, you take 1 point of dishonor. Everyone goes from 10 to 11. This represents you having been delayed, shirking your destiny a little bit, one way or the other. And now, if you've ever played a game where you roll initiative to determine what order we go in, this game has something like that too. We're all going to make a check on our authority. This is one of the skills on the sheet. If you're just joining us in chat, posted a Dropbox link so that you can look at everyone's character sheets. I made digital copies of people's character sheets. My chatbot that I'm experimenting with appears to have not worked, perhaps because I sent the link in chat a little too recently. But you can follow along and see what skills are like in this game and what abilities are like in this game. So we have this authority skill. Authority determines the order that you all go in at the beginning of each of our 4 encounters. So everybody roll a d20, and if you have any bonuses to your authority, you're going to add that in, and that's going to determine our turn order here.
Got 13.
Is the dot on the 6, does that make it a 9 or a 6?
Is it under or over?
Under.
6.
Sounds like a 6.
6. I got a 6.
If you got a 6 on the dice, authority is a courage skill. So if you are trained in authority or trained in courage, you can add 2, or if you're trained in both of them, 4 to that.
Right, I'm looking at it now, and they're both under, technically, when you're... This is very confusing.
What do you mean?
6 versus 9.
Are they really?
Yeah.
The dot is at the bottom.
I guess if the dot's at the... Okay, yeah.
Dot's at the bottom.
I'm gonna hold up... They put this, beautiful die in the game. But yeah, I can see how, they put them kind of near each other. I guess, I think this would be the 9, because the dot's on the bottom. And then this one is the 6 with the dot on the bottom. I do like the font that they put on this, though. It's very cool.
I think I got a 6.
Okay.
I got a 7.
And
a
dirty 20. This was not an expression that I ever had in my D&D groups growing up. And hearing people, hearing that there's, some phrase in the D&D community that I just never knew existed. I didn't roll a 20 on the die, but it totaled 20. And everybody calls it a dirty 20, except I never heard... It was weird. I felt so excluded from the culture until now.
I think we called it an unnatural 20.
I see that my horns... Yes, we did make a lot of unnatural 20 jokes. I also see that my horns are going to be a problem this game. I keep dipping down and getting my cord caught. Okay. Lord Theobald, you are up first. So, we have an overturned cart. It's riddled with arrows. This looks ripe for an ambush, and there are bodies in the road. What do you want to do?
Bodies.
Bodies. Peasant bodies in the road.
No. Well, that sucks. I'm so sorry, peasants. I'd like to investigate the cart. If there was any, I want to see if there was anything valuable in it. If there was a reason why this particular cart was looted.
Sure. So you want to go and investigate the cart here. When you get closer to the cart...
Such bravery, my lord. I'll watch from here.
Yeah, you approach the cart. It looks like there were several people in this cart. And if you want to investigate, I think, let's see, what skill? I think we're looking at the reason skill, which is an intellect skill, to kind of get your Sherlock Holmes on and like look for clues in the crime scene.
It's not a skill that I have, but let's get this going.
Okay.
Okay, do I need to roll?
Yeah, you're gonna roll, and if you have intellect, you're gonna add +2. If you have, you don't have intellect. What would you?
What do you see?
What was your total?
Literally just one.
Literally just a 1. Okay. So here, let's introduce the consequences of success or failure on a die. You can take one action every time we go around the table. If you fail at an honorable action, your dishonor goes up 1. So failing at an action here is dishonorable. If you succeed at an honorable action, your dishonor goes down 1. And if you take a dishonorable action, regardless of whether you succeed or fail, your dishonor is going to go up 1.
Okay, so I'm just going to move this dishonor from 11 to 12 right now.
Yeah.
Well, wait, so are all actions inherently honorable or dishonorable? Or are some actions just neutral?
This is a great question. I would absolutely expect there to be neutral actions, but this game says no. Everything you do is honorable or dishonorable in some way or another.
Right. My God, you were just so bad at checking out the cart. You brought dishonor on your whole family.
Right? I think that this is supposed to sort of represent like this dishonor inherent with delaying or maybe even failure. Like if you did a bad job, that reflects badly on how people perceive you, maybe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So clearly all I did was walk over to the cart and like kind of kick it a little and give it a sideways glance and did not glean any information from this whatsoever.
One of the wheels is broken and the cart's overturned. There are several bodies. There are some arrows in the bodies, no like goods have been stolen. So that's I think that's your turn, and Angeline, you're up next. What's Annowre doing?
Well, while the lordling is completely failing on the cart, I guess I want to be like sussing out. I guess you've already said there's errors. I want to be sussing out the general vicinity, because this is giving me real bad vibes. Especially if nothing was stolen. I don't know what check that would be exactly, but
if you're trying to like survey the area. That's gonna be vigilance.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. That seems like something we could use right now. Okay, I don't have any pluses to it. I got a 15.
So you got higher than your dishonor. So you succeed. And in doing so, you lower your dishonor by 1. So in this game, your honor and your dishonor is constantly moving. And it affects like whether you succeed or fail at actions, but also whether your quest is close to coming to a close. And then you can make interesting calls of like, if my dishonor is really up there, do I just want to do something dishonorable and have a higher chance of success? But you are using your vigilance to scout the woods, and you spot a few people hiding in the bushes nearby. There's a rustling, and there are several figures hiding there.
Oh fuck!
You see one that's close to you. He's crouched. They seem emaciated. They seem like they're in rough shape. They haven't noticed you yet, and you don't see any weapons drawn.
But do they look different from... Am I able to tell if they're like different from... These is clearly different people than the peasants.
They look haggard, yeah.
Okay. I think... Do I get to do a follow-up action, or like...
So by the book here, it says that we take one action at a time. But if you want to act on this right now, I think we would go up to the point of it. Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna shout to like my party and be like, "Hey, some dudes here, some guys here."
Okay.
Sorry. Period appropriate. There's some people.
Were you about to say like low-born people? Like I heard like low.
I was trying to be. I don't know. I'm not gonna be like too close to these people like while I say this though.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe. I think you're up next. Heath. Annowre calls out to you, and says that she's seen some people in the bushes here.
Yes. So these arrows, are they all pointing from one direction? Like they're all on one side of the wagon. Which way are the feathers going?
Yeah, it looks like they're all the wagon's overturned, and you can see arrows on the side of it. There are some like broken arrows on the other side, like maybe they came in from both sides of this path.
Ooh. Yes, I see. Okay. I am going to call out, and I am going to say, do not impede us. We are on a quest of destiny. We are very powerful and moderately wise.
Speak for yourself. I'm definitely wise. I took that virtue.
Yeah,
It averages out.
Which is how I know oh yeah, they're definitely not going to bother us now that you've said that.
When you call out, they're going to emerge from the woods, and one of them is tall and cloaked. He's exiting the brush, and
Let's get to the important thing. Is he holding a bow?
he is not holding a bow, but he's eyeing you all, especially Lady Eowyn, your weapons and armor, and says, if you are so powerful, you can help us with a little task. We'll let you pass for free and toss in something special for you.
For free. For free?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, I don't want to have to do anything. You know, I'm trying to do this quest, and it's a pain. Yeah, can I persuade them to just let us go without having to do the whole thing?
Yeah, you can persuade them, and he sees that you look skeptical, and you're about to try and talk him into just letting you go. And he says, "Don't you even want to hear the offer first?"
Okay, I could hear the offer.
Dog, really? Knocking over boxes? Now's the time.
My dog is eating some paper in my foreground over here.
And mine was going for cardboard. Trees. This man says, as you can see, there are some people here who don't agree with the tolls that the nobles shore up in this town. And he's gesturing to this destroyed cart. And he says, but the law is what we say it is, and some people just got no respect, no real honor. We're here to uphold the law, you know? And in fact, we were just tracking down one of these folks who was traveling with these lawbreakers. When you came by, if you can find him, if you can bring this lawbreaker back to us, we'll give you this. And he's reaching slowly for like a bundle out of his bag. And he's taking this blanket and he's like uncovering something. And it's like a mace. It's engraved. It's beautiful. And also looks very deadly. He says, the criminal we're looking for, he ran off that way. Go get him and this mace is yours, but you might want to hustle if you do. He ran off right quick. And Lady Eowyn, you still haven't taken a skill yet, so now that you've heard his offer, what do you do?
I think that does sound pretty good to me because that could be really useful when we get to the Green Knight. So I think I'm gonna say yes, and I think I'm gonna go try and find that guy.
Okay.
Could I look around for him?
Yeah, you could absolutely look around for this guy. How would you want to try to find him? And at this point, you can describe to me a style of doing your action, or you could like look at your character sheet and say, "This skill sounds good. Like, what would this mean?" Different players go at it different ways. They narrate their actions until a game master intervenes and says, "Okay, it sounds like you're trying to do this. Do I understand you right?" Or like you can look at your sheet as like a list of moves and kind of like work backwards. Like, I want to do this, so I'll describe my actions this way.
Okay, well, I guess I should get everybody on board first. You know, I wouldn't want to go about this alone. So, what do you all think? Are you willing to go try and get this mace with me?
Absolutely. It sounds like a great idea. We should definitely follow this stranger into the woods that we don't know.
Lord Theobald, of course, is trusting but selfish and a noble.
I feel we've only heard one half of the story, and I think whoever's fleeing might have the other half.
Well, most of the other half is dead, so that might be a hint. I don't think I want to go look for this man. I feel like I've got some suspicions.
While you're debating here, I'm gonna read a little note from earlier in the book that might help set a sense of tone here.
Mm-hmm.
It says, The Green Knight, a fantasy role-playing game, is set in a world of dark supernatural fantasy where occult folklore and uncanny forces become more real the further you stray from the castle. Much of the gameplay is centered around deduction and risky decision-making, and the tensions surrounding the character's choices should reflect this. Time and place are abstract and mysterious, and the nature of what is real and true should always be left ambiguous. Characters will need to question everything, especially if they are to avoid dishonor. And once we end this encounter, we'll go to a judgment phase where, depending on the things that you did throughout this encounter, you'll gain bonus honor or dishonor.
So this cloaked figure claims to work for the local lord.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to ask him, what is your lord's name?
He says, well, I've never met the man, but of course I'm a collector for Lord Theobald.
This is my fault? Oh.
This guy works for you?
Evidently. I don't remember hiring him. If he says so, it must be true.
Was your vice just like no, just dumb?
Trusting but selfish.
Ah.
I mean,
Which
maybe
is also my vice, because I'm apparently just like really, really dumb.
to jump in here, if I may. And I'm going to address this man in the cloak. Be like, oh sure, yeah, no, we'll go. Yeah, that seems awesome. We would love to have that mace. Let's go. We're gonna go look for this guy. Let's look for this peasant. It's gonna be great. And then I'm gonna make towards the woods with beckoning.
Okay. Now,
if it influences whether this is honorable or dishonorable, I'm not telling the truth.
They let you go off into the woods for a moment. They're watching you carefully, but they're not like raising arms against you to stop you. And Catherine, you still have the opportunity to like take an action here. The rules as they are, everybody gets to make one skill roll every time we go around the table. You still haven't taken your skill roll yet, and then we'll start like the next like round.
Okay. My skills are brawn and melee combat and persuasion and performance. So I don't think I want to fight them because I'm peaceful and lazy. But I wonder if I could try and intimidate them into like giving it to us or something like that.
There's a joke about D&D that comes from like some meme forever ago of like, it's a game of the imagination. So like you can do whatever you want. And that sounds like a perfectly reasonable plan to me.
Okay. Okay, so I should roll now, right?
Then you would roll, yeah. And you tell me if you think intimidating these bandits to take their mace, does that sound honorable to you?
Oh no, it doesn't sound honorable. Okay, yeah, I see. That's what you do. That's what you do.
If you steal something that is stolen already.
True. That's a good point.
That's a good point. All right. Okay.
Well, the rules say that I am the one who has to decide, but I have to tell you, this is a dishonorable action.
Yeah, the peanut gallery over here.
Like, that's fine.
You're welcome to have opinions, but the rules are clear that I'm in charge.
Okay. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
You can. You can erase your dishonor by doing other honorable things later. Is anybody really perfectly honorable?
Yeah,
maybe you're doing honorable things.
Dishonor, like proactive.
With a shiny new mace.
Got dishonor for being dumb.
The mace could be nice. It could be nice.
Maybe the mace will let you do things that are honorable, so it's worth it right now.
It's possible. You're very persuasive. Okay, here's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I want to find this guy because I think I want to ask this guy like what the deal is. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this conflict is stressing me out. I would love to just like peacefully mediate this. Like the three of us can have a little chat, and I think that we can all go on our way and like. Whatever about the cart, it's all water under the bridge. We can work this out. So I think I want to find this guy. So, can I look around, around elsewhere, around the place and try and find this guy in the other bushes? And he said he ran off, right?
Yeah. and your virtue is peaceful, so it does make sense that you would want to like. I like that you know your character very well. So I like that you're playing too. So you wanna go look into the woods for where this person may have run off to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
Mhm.
cloaked man claimed to work for the noble that we're traveling with.
Yes, this cloak man has claims to work for Lord Theobald, who you are traveling with.
Who he does not recognize.
But Lord Theobald, you don't recognize him, and he doesn't seem to recognize you.
Oh, that seems suspicious, doesn't it? We should probably investigate what the crime was that got them to like shoot up this cart so badly. It's also not my turn, so I can't do anything about it right now.
I'm not exactly sure we want him to know who you are.
I need to lie to my peasant. Well, like I don't actually know if. Yeah, let's lie.
So Catherine, if you want to track this person in the woods, why don't you give me a vigilance or an intuition check?
Okay.
Oh no.
I got a 16.
Hey.
Hey.
Deduct one dishonor. Slide yourself one notch towards the honorable spectrum.
I'm gonna tag along with whatever Lady Eowyn's doing.
Sure. You follow a set of footprints through the woods, and after a few minutes tracking through the woods, you find a man covered, cowering. He's wearing peasant garb. He's cowering in the woods. He's got some mud on him, and he's shivering. And he looks at you, and he looks scared. And he's like, "Don't bring me back."
Whose turn is it?
Now it is the top of round 2. So we're back to Lord Theobald. By the book, I am supposed to give a point of dishonor for every round. Like, you're supposed to mark another dishonor right now. I found that to be pretty fucking lethal. So I think we're gonna do every other round. And I think that'll like maintain the tension nicely. So Lord Theobald, Trung, it's your turn.
Okay.
Annowre and Lady Eowyn went off into the woods. You and Heath Harthorn are here in front of some aggressive-looking people who don't recognize you.
Oh, great! Random ruffians, amazing. I would want to interrogate them a little bit. I want to know exactly what the crime was for which they've destroyed this cart and killed a bunch of people. That seems like a bit of a tall order.
Sure. How do you want to interrogate them? What skill do you want to apply to this?
Okay, let's see. I could do authority or persuasion or charm. Probably. That sounds reasonable, right?
Yeah, persuasion is a charm skill. You could persuade them if you wanted to convince them to change a course of action. But if you just want to like boss them around and get some information out of them, I think that sounds more like authority.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to just let them give us the mace without having to pursue whoever this is exactly. But you know what? Half of our party is already pursuing this random person.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Bard? You've probably been on many adventures. Do you have any advice for me?
Experiments.
I think Joe's looking at the definition of the skills out of his book here.
I need to know what reason is.
Reason is
Yes.
simple experiments, understand the nature of strange, unexplained events, reveal information on scientific or technological subjects, things you might use reason for, identify a body as dead or just injured, administer medical care, or perform a simple herbal experiment, which I guess means inventing a bong. So yeah, Heath, Lord Theobald was asking you for a little bit of advice on how to handle these guys.
Oh. Well, are we? So we're interrogating. No, we're helping this poor freezing man. He's your subject, which means he is subject to you.
Let me ask a clarifying. Heath, did you go with the ladies into the woods, or are you hanging out, still like negotiating with the bandits with Lord Theobald?
Oh, Theobald stay with the bandits?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. I'm just here by myself.
Sorry, Theobald. I went to obtain the other half of the story.
Okay.
Is it dishonorable if we let our dumb lord friend not die yet?
He's perfectly safe with some employees.
It's the worst fate is not death. It's them unionizing against you.
Oh no, not a union.
You've been real concerned with like property damage this whole time.
The cars.
My estates. Come on.
Yeah. So I think you could use authority here, or persuasion, depending on whether you want to give them like the hey, listen here, or like, well, maybe you should change your mind. You know.
Okay, I'm going to use persuasion because I don't know if these are actually my subjects, so who knows if my sense of authority is going to mean anything to these guys. So I'm going to roll.
And I will say, authority in this game is not necessarily that you are flashing credentials. Authority is as much you selling it as like, and people look and they're like, damn, that's someone who like means business here. So authority doesn't necessarily mean you can choose to reveal credentials. But like, in some ways, authority might just be like invoking a force of personality.
Okay. Okay.
What are you better at?
I'm actually not sure. Wait, let me check the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do abilities and skills stack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, so if I... So let's see.
Oh, you are, according to what you told me, you are trained in authority and courage, so you would be +4 to it.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna use my authority and use my forceful personality and my maybe not super sharp wits to maybe glean a little bit more information. I want to know who these people are, if they're bandits or if they're actually just mystery serfs that I have never met before. And
sure.
I
mystery serfs.
Take their stock of all of the people who are living.
I love it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, roll that d20 and add 4.
19.
Hell yeah. Okay. You start questioning them, and this guy is immediately starting to buckle under your line of questioning, and he says, "Well, we're toll men. We collect the toll, which obviously would line our lord's pockets once we get him the money. But we need to collect enough for it to be worth his time first."
Okay. Did you get these orders directly from your lord? I'm very curious.
We're entrepreneurial.
That's good. That's yeah.
Mystery entrepreneurial serfs.
Yeah.
You seem important. Do you know Lord Theobald? My name is William. I don't want to. Are you one of his tax collectors? I'm happy to.
I can't wait.
I'm happy to if you are one of his tax collectors, we can make it legitimate right now. And he's like taking out a bag of gold, and
what? And
you think he's trying to bribe you? Suddenly he feels like he might be in trouble with someone important.
Oh, okay, great. What do I do?
Beautiful.
Wait, I can't take this bribe. This is supposed to be my money anyway. Excuse me.
Is it dishonorable if it's your money?
I mean,
But then it's a matter of like me telling the truth to this man, or if I'm like trying to trick him.
I think taking a bribe is probably
I've already
not
done my action in like finding this out. I don't know if I can do more to like get to affect the course of these events with these brigands in front of me. Well, maybe not brigands. I don't know. No, they're brigands.
Someone in chat earlier made a joke about the good place, and I feel like the questioning of like honor and dishonor has us all turning into like cheaty, and we're just sitting here
true.
like oh my god, what but if I
Oh my God.
and what are the long running consequences of this? How will these ripple out throughout feudal society?
It
my
was
God.
the almond milk, wasn't it?
The Good Place, an A24 film.
No spoilers. I finished season 2. I haven't watched season 3 or 4.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't do anything else, right?
He is offering you a bag of money. He looks nervous. He looks now
Okay.
like he suddenly might be in the shit. Angeline, it's Annowre's turn.
Great. So if I recall correctly, we just found this pitiful man, cowering in the bushes.
Yes.
That seems like none of my business. I am going to turn to my compatriots to be like, I think we probably shouldn't bring him back. We're already, we're past the guys. We should just leave, maybe. Just bounce. The mace didn't seem that nice anyway. I have no interest in that. So perhaps, I don't know if I'm trying to persuade I don't know.
I don't think that you need to roll skills on like your party
Okay.
members.
Okay, cool. I mean, we'll see.
And I've seen nothing in this game that says like, can you like pass on your turn?
Yeah.
But I think you can. Like, I think
But passing is dishonorable.
passing. Yeah, is
Not
passing
taking actions in a cruise.
Cruise. Rapidly.
Also, a reminder: we all have special moves on our sheets. Each of your classes has a unique special move you chose. I'm not necessarily saying that because I think that yours applies to this situation, but like,
Yeah, I don't think my special move is going to be much help here.
some special moves affect like how people accumulate honor or dishonor. Like you can kind of do like double or nothing. You can give other people bonuses when you do something. Depends on the move you took.
Right.
And I think that using these are key to maintaining honor.
That seems about right. I don't know if I. No. I think I'm just. I'm gonna. I'm not going to physically touch this man, but I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna indicate that we are not. Feel like that's all right, dude.
Yeah. He's sinking to his knees, and he's like, "Oh, thank God, thank God."
I'm like, okay, well, let's not get maudlin about it. And then I don't know. I would like to leave unless something else is happening. Unless my party members have something to say.
It would be Lady Eowyn's turn after you, so.
I would like to give this man a hug.
What skill is that? Brawn.
You give him a hug, and he seems like he's calming down, and he returns the embrace, and he says, "Everything I had was on the cart. I have no food, nothing to protect me.
Ah, shit.
You saved me."
Oh no, do we have to bring him with us now? No new friends.
Are you collecting pets out there? Catherine, how do you react to this?
I think I want to ask him does this count as an action if I ask him what happened to him? 'Cause it's not my turn, right?
It is your turn.
It's my turn now.
You go right after Angeline,
Okay.
and I kind of like.
Yeah, you haven't used any skills.
I did a graceful segue into your turn. You hug him.
I see.
You ask him what happened to him, and he says, "My friends and family were traveling on the road, and these men popped out from the bushes, and they demanded a toll, and this road had never had tolls before. We didn't anticipate this. We don't carry money with us when we travel. It would be too risky." They didn't want to hear any of that. I ran. Is my family? Have they been captured?
Oh.
Oh, bad news, man.
Bad news, man.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is awkward. I think. Ugh.
But also, if this man ran from his own family and left them to die, let's talk about his honor.
Great point.
That's not in the book. I'm just.
Yeah. What's his honor level at?
NPCs don't have to worry about things that
doesn't seem
trouble
fair.
heroes like you.
Ugh.
They don't have the axe of Damocles hanging over their necks.
I'm gonna just look meaningfully at Lady Knight and just be like, now
we have to deal with this.
We have to do something.
Now we have to deal with this.
Mhm.
Okay,
Do
so
something.
now I think I mean this is a very sympathetic story, and like I think clearly this guy's been through a lot. I think now we have to go fight the other guy.
Oh no! Oh, I don't agree there.
You don't think so? I mean, I
Maybe,
just
like
think-
I don't know. I'm gonna give this guy my cloak or something, and then I think my duty is done.
Yeah, I
Do you want
guess.
to give him your
you know-
cloak?
Do I have one? Do I have things?
Do you have Do you want to have a cloak that you give him?
Sure.
Okay.
It's probably summer. I'm probably fine.
Okay.
This would be a good time to say you have 2 cloaks.
Yeah. Okay. Actually,
I don't
actually,
know
yeah,
about
double
that one.
cloaks.
I'm gonna say you're giving away your one cloak.
Okay, I'm giving away my one cloak. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna be like, oh goddamn. I'm just gonna like, ugh.
Wait, that's very honorable though. That's nice.
But like, it's just I want to get out of this situation. I feel like if we give him something, we don't have to go back and fight.
So you're doing this honorable thing because you don't want to have to deal with it anymore.
Yes.
Feel free.
Yeah.
It says
That seems
here,
wise to me. I feel wise right now.
It says here the character's intentions still matter at this point.
Oh,
Feel
fuck.
free to rule any of the above actions as dishonorable based on their motive.
Okay, well, I'm giving him giving the cloak.
I'm teasing. This sounds very honorable.
I'm probably gonna be cold later.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure this will have no consequences whatsoever.
Ugh.
Okay, you give him your cloak.
Can I do that? Am I doing that? I'm doing that.
Yeah. And the two of you, you're left with a choice here. Do you want to return to? Do you want to leave him here and return, or end the game here as you stare at him?
I would like to return with him and bring him back and talk to the mace guy.
Bring
I
him
think
back?
You want to bring him back to the bandits?
If you pick him up and start taking him back the way he came, he immediately starts panicking. No!
I'm gonna be like, whoa. I'm like, whoa. We told this guy we weren't gonna do that. That seems not chill.
Oh, okay. So we should go somewhere else with him. We should go forward, away
I think
from
we
the
should just
guy
leave
with
him alone.
Oh,
That's what
I see. We should go back to the mace guy, just
Well,
by
I think
ourselves.
we should dip. I think we should leave. Period. But I don't know if that ends the encounter
Peace.
prematurely for everybody else.
So let's talk about how encounters end. I think there's a really interesting resolution here. At the start of every round, the encounter leader for this encounter, it's Trung, says, "Do we want to play another round, or do we want to end the scene here?" and
okay.
the encounter leader can just decide a scene is over once everybody's had a go around the table, which I think is really interesting. You can just cut and run. You can decide for the group to cut and run in the middle of a scene, or skip a scene entirely. Like, we can start a scene and you're like, nah, next one.
Oh, so we're trapped here until I'm satisfied with it.
Strictly speaking, yes.
You have us all in property law purgatory right now.
Joe, your turn is up next. So let's what do you want to get up to while Annowre and Eowyn are feeling out what to do with this guy?
I am satisfied that I have read the other side of the story, and I'm going to return to the cart to visit our one-eyed noble in his kingdom of the blind.
Uh-huh.
Is he alive?
Yeah. It looks like you come back as the tables appear to have turned somehow. This bandit leader is holding a sack of money and is like trying to push it into Lord Theobald's hands, and is like, please take this. We don't have to speak of this again.
Ask him for the mace. Ask him for the mace.
Well then, okay. I am going to come forward and I am going to ask the cloaked man if he is a firm believer in the laws of this land.
He looks quizzical and says, let me see. He said something specifically about the law earlier. Let me. Well, the law is what the lords say it is, and here we are enforcing the law. Yeah, of course.
Good. What is the punishment for murder?
He sinks. He's like turning to there are some other men like lurking in the trees, and he says, they're the ones who did the killing.
Tree lurkers. So that's new.
You see when he points, there's rustling in the bushes, and they all run.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Are they running towards us?
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't think I should out anybody else here.
You can tell them. Wait, we haven't found out what they thought the penalty for murder is just yet. I think that's helpful.
I will consult my knowledge of folklore.
Folklore sounds good, yeah.
I get to roll twice because I have bardic lore.
Okay.
The first one's a dirty 20, and the second one is an 11, so I'll stick with a dirty 20.
Okay. I don't think that there's like critical hits or I think like as long as you roll over, like there's not like sliding. It would
Tell
take.
me the local lord. Tell me the local lord decides. Tell me the local lord decides.
The local lord decides. It is the judgment of a local lord. What the punishment for a crime would be. Generally, in cases like this, they would just execute someone.
Oh, but that's so messy.
My lord, what is your verdict?
Has to be honorable to just take a bribe instead of killing them. The options are killing and not killing.
Okay. Wait, is it my turn? Am I doling out judgment right now?
Let's have this judgment close out the scene.
Okay. Well,
Amazing.
as the Lord of the Land, I have decided that the lenient penalty for this is that you are going to have to surrender all of your ill-gotten goods, and particularly that mace I want.
Okay.
Nice.
You see relief wash over him. He says, I do not know who you are that enacts the Lord's justice, but
Helen.
thank you for this leniency. And he's handing the gold, and he's handing you the mace as well.
Amazing.
We got all the things.
Do
I
you
did a bang up job.
do you want to reveal yourself as Lord Theobald to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I mentioned that too. Hey, I'm Lord Theobald, by the way. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, when you do, he doubles down, and he's just like, thank you, my lord, for you merciful and just. Judgment. Here's our conclusion. You did not bring this man back to the bandits, and the encounter did not end in violence. So neither of our pre-written texts are happening here. You've forged your own path in this story. Judgment. Here is at the end of every encounter. Judgment is impartial. It does not care about individual actions or intentions. Tally the encounter results below and announce dishonor points lost and gained for each result. All players should mark the final change to their dishonor on the sheet. So these judgments, even if one person in the party is the reason it happened, these judgments affect all your honor or dishonor collectively. So, you found Aldo in the woods.
Seems dishonorable.
You find Aldo in the woods, and you let him go. That is neither honorable nor dishonorable. But you found Aldo in the woods and gave him supplies or protection. Annowre, when you gave him your cloak, that means that everyone subtracts 1 dishonor.
Wow, you guys are welcome.
And you eliminated the bandits as a threat, so everyone remove an additional dishonor. What are some dishonorable things that may have happened here? If the bandits were still at large, or if Aldo was still scared in the woods, those would have racked up some dishonor. If you deliver Aldo to the bandits, that racks up dishonor. If Aldo dies after you do that if you deliver him to the bandits and then he dies, that would have given you 4 dishonor.
Ooh.
Jeez, oh Pete's.
Looting the dead bandits. This one, I love this one because it goes against all of our conditioning as D&D players. Looting the dead bandits is +2 dishonor. It is dishonorable to loot the bandits. It also says robbing the living bandits adds 1 dishonor. There's an argument to be made that maybe you did that, but I think. But
this was all legal and square.
I would say that, yeah, you're doing this under the authority of the Lord you're traveling with, so probably not. We'll let this one slide. Players may rest and recuperate between each encounter. This is the end of encounter 1. Now that they are no longer being delayed, your dishonor does not increase until the next encounter begins. If you used a virtue or a vice, you reset that. Now, here's something interesting. This is sort of a healing mechanic, but it's brutal. Between encounters, players may spend honor to elevate the esteem of their fellows. If you take 3 dishonor, you can remove 1 point of dishonor from another character. So, like, if one person is about to die, the party can be like, let's do some shuffling here. And if one person can spend their honor to bail someone else out, that's called atonement.
Oh, I have a question. Did I technically succeed in an honorable action at any point during this round?
I don't know.
You made your authority roll.
Yeah, you made the authority roll.
Did we determine if that was honorable or not?
You just gotta beat your dishonor.
I think that was honorable. You didn't really lie to him. I guess you like withheld the truth, but you came clean at the end. Yeah, I think that you I think that was just a regular.
Okay, cool. Because then I get to add one character. I get to choose someone to lose a dishonor point if I successfully make an honorable action.
Is this your special move?
Oh.
Does this happen every round or like every time I do an honorable action?
Let's look at your character sheet.
It says when you succeed at any honorable action, you may choose one other character, and that character loses 1 point of dishonor.
Yeah, I think that's every go around.
Neat.
Yeah.
Cool. Who wants more honor? I'm gonna give it to our knight for now because I kind of feel like her laziness is gonna lend itself to a bit of dishonor. So let's prolong the experience.
Thank you.
a slippery slope problem here.
So let's check in. Where's everyone standing?
I'm at 8. I
I'm
started
at 8.
at 11.
Mhm.
Made my roll and then got 2 out of that encounter.
Okay.
I have 7.
Okay. So I think that you guys did exceptionally well in the first encounter, and I feel comfortable playing it by the book from now on, where we're going to rack up dishonor every turn.
Oh no.
I think that one thing that I'm realizing here, when I playtested, we only had 3 people, so that meant the party took fewer actions per turn as they were like they had fewer opportunities to even do things as they were racking up dishonor. So I think that having more players actually makes it a little easier for everyone. So that maybe that affects some of the balance of how we hand out dishonor here. So I think we're gonna now that we've played it safe in the first one, we're gonna play it by the book from now on. And let's do one more scene, and then we'll take like a 15-minute break, and then we'll do 2 more scenes after that, and then we'll have like a post-game chat. So for our next scene, there's a set encounter in this scene that follows the movie pretty closely. It involves an encounter with a fox, but we're gonna go off the book, and we're gonna incorporate one of these Easter eggs for another A24 movie in here, and use this to frame our second scene.
Should we look at that description, or is that?
You can follow along in your own book if you want for this one, because there are 3 scenes in here. I keep holding this up like you can see it with my lighting or even read it. But we've got 3 scenes here. One is called The Black Opal and is a nice little homage to Uncut Gems. One is called The Drunken Keepers, and that's a little homage to The Lighthouse. But we're going to use the Winter Festival. So, leaving the woods, the party reaches a large field. A towering maypole, adorned with flowers, stands amidst a group of long dining tables set for a banquet.
Oh no.
Across from the tables waits a giant brown bear locked in a spike-lined cage. Suddenly, chanting and shrieking fills the woods. Swaths of tunic-wearing cultists enter the field, twirl at the maypole, and sit around the tables. A kindly elder woman approaches you to explain that they're preparing for an annual 3-day ritual for the coming winter solstice. Winter solstice, oof! You know, this would be a bad time to be without a cloak. And wandering travelers are always welcome to join. Turning her invitation down feels neither easy nor safe. Over the course of the investigations, well, let's stop here. So I think that by the book, these are designed to be like entire adventure paths with multiple scenes. We're just going to use this as one scene. When you arrive, though, you see that there is a couple of things are kind of odd here. One, everyone looks the same. This community is pretty insular. Everyone is like blonde hair, blue eyes, beautiful people.
Well, me Well, me, I'm definitely blonde and blue haired. I look just I have nothing to worry about.
And when you arrive, a young woman who is dressed in it looks like she's got armor made of cloth, and at first she almost looks like the Green Knight, but instead this figure is covered with blooming flowers head to toe. She has a garland in her hair of flowers. She is the most beautiful of all of the beautiful people here. And when she approaches you, she pulls you into an embrace, Annowre, and says, "Sister, welcome back."
Yeah.
I'm going to play along and be like, "Oh, thank you so much, sister. It's great to be among family again."
I'm going to message you a private little note since we talked about your backstory here.
Sure. Is this? Do I need to like? Okay, let's have a look.
Okay. Loud tippy typing. Sorry, everyone listening. Cool. Okay.
Who goes first?
Yes, let's roll authority.
Another 7.
Well, I got a 3.
13.
Give me just a second. I'm using an app.
Theobald.
Plus, wait, is this the? Do I have to add any modifiers for that, or is this just everybody's on the same playing field here?
No, this one you have modifiers.
Right.
Let's see. Let me look at your sheet again. You are trained in courage and authority. You add +4 to this roll.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so just so 10 altogether.
10 altogether. Got a 6 on the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so for this encounter, we've got Catherine first, then Trung, then Joe, and then lastly Angeline.
I'll make things real confusing.
So, at the start of the encounter, everyone takes 1 dishonor. And Catherine, you are up first.
Okay. Can I go sit down next to one of the people and ask what they're doing?
Yeah, you go to the long tables, and they scoot over to make a spot for you to sit, and they're gesturing.
I think I'm a little bit wary of this. So can I be like, okay, like I'm not gonna sit yet, but you know, what are you guys celebrating?
Yeah, there's a beautiful man to your left and a beautiful woman to your right, and in unison, they both respond kind of like musically, and they're like, "The winter solstice."
Okay, that's weird.
Wow, cultural insensitivity, dishonor.
Sorry.
All traditions are equal.
The unison is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I don't think I'm gonna sit down. I think I'm gonna stay standing up and be like, "This is very nice. Like, thanks."
The man looks at you and starts a sentence and says, "Are you?" And then the woman finishes the sentence and asks, "A wandering knight?"
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I am. I wouldn't say I'm wandering. Like, I would say I'm kind of going somewhere, but like I'm taking my time, you know?
The man is reaching across the table and is offering a fruit to you, and the woman is undoing her sash and offering a sash to you.
Oh boy.
Oh, sashes and Green Knight. That's potent.
Oh my god, sashes and Green Knight. Yeah, that's so true.
The sash is not green, it's embroidered.
Oh, it's embroidered.
That changes things.
Well, you know, this is a break character for a second, but I wrote my undergraduate thesis on the embroidery in Sir Gawain and the Green.
Oh no, I've wandered into disaster. I'm about to make a fool of myself in front of a literal expert.
GM takes 5 dishonor.
I gotta end the stream right here before I do anything. Before I do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It was my undergrad thesis, so you don't have to worry. You know, it was not very good, but okay. Well, I think I want that sash. I think that sash is really interesting to me. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna say thank you so much for that sash.
The man looks a little dejected. The woman, however, has a warm smile, and as you reach for her sash, her hand brushes yours intimately. It's just this barest little touch. And then she says, "Are you sure you don't want to sit?"
That's right.
Oh, are you sure?
Okay, now I want to sit. Okay, I'm gonna sit.
Trung, I think it's your turn.
Oh, it is. I just think this looks really neat.
Trusting was the perfect virtue for you. You were so good at it. Like, your intonation is just mwah.
Well, this is just neat. Oh no.
Okay, so let's see. Are there snacks on the table? Is there food? Can I sit down? Okay, sweet. I'm gonna go over to wherever the fanciest looking desserts are, and I'm gonna sit down and wait for someone to give me the go-ahead to start eating things.
If you wander over the table, and you're looking, and everything on here looks delicious, and you do wander over to it's like a tree of like macarons.
Oh, I love a macaron tree.
It is on another table. It looks like it's not time for dessert yet.
Oh. I wouldn't want to be improper. But also I really want a macaron.
Oh no.
Is there anybody around? Is anyone guarding?
Everybody appears to be at the main banquet table.
Okay. All right. I don't want to do anything super untoward.
Except for my friend Florence Pugh over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find our Knight Owen and sit down next to our Lady Knight and see what's going on, because she seems to be much more entrenched in whatever is happening. They've already explained that this is for the winter solstice, so I kind of want to know what the next part of this party is going to be. Like, are there going to be favors? Will there be games? What's happening next?
Mm-hmm. So you are you wander over to the table with the desserts, and then back away. I think let's hear one thing we haven't talked about. Is what everyone looks like, and since everyone in this setting, all the people that you have stumbled into here, look so homogenous, let's talk about how much each of us stands out here. Is there anything about you that each of you, Catherine, we didn't really talk about you, so let's start with you, and we'll just go down the authority order. That might look a little out of place here.
I think I have really big curly red hair.
Okay.
And I'm really tall. I'm like really, really strikingly tall.
I like it.
Those are still those good Scandi jeans.
Trunk.
Yeah, I suppose would be considered swarthy by these people's standards.
Okay.
But I'm dressed for the occasion. I feel right at home right now because of my flower crown.
And your
It's
hat
true.
that says princess on it.
If only those last guys could read, it would have been over real fast.
Oh shit, a princess! Heath?
Oh, I probably look like a hobbit. Like, never really clean.
Mhm.
You know,
Life of travel.
rustic.
Rustic.
Yeah.
Good word.
Yeah.
And Angeline, how do you appear?
Oh, I don't think I look out of place at all. I am like a woman from a Waterhouse painting. Pale, long hair, all the shit that gets all the nights going.
One of the Stepfords.
Okay, thank you. So Lord Theobald, you were wandering back to the main table, and you were asking about what happens next.
These two.
Someone is reaching for some roasted vegetables, and says, "Next, we slaughter the meat." And he's looking down the table at the bear in the cage.
Are we having bear meat? I don't think I've ever had bear meat before.
He smiles. It looks like a smile that's attempting to be comforting. And you ask if you're having bear meat, and he says, "Perhaps."
Oh, that's nice.
The bear meat is entirely optional. What kind of sauces do you use with bear meat? I just want to go in prepared.
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 I'm sorry.
Oh, we put barely any sauce on it.
Yeah.
Not a béarnaise or anything.
That was way better than my pun. So he this person tells you that the next thing is slaughtering of meat. Heath, what do you want to do here?
It is time to consult my knowledge of local folklore, because this appears to be rife with symbolism.
All of which has gone completely over.
Once again, one of us is Cheaty in this.
Hey, yeah,
William Jackson Harper
is in the movie. Yeah.
I have bardic lore, so I rolled twice. It is 18.
Yeah. Okay. Dang, rolling twice is a big advantage in this game. What is it on any intellect skill? Is that bardic lore? You can roll.
It is.
Yeah. Which is why you took every intellect skill.
Oh yeah.
Folklore, yes. You have heard of, but avoided traveling to, these insular communities. Many of them have been isolated from the rest of the world so long that they develop their own unusual customs. Some can be very tame, although unusual. Others may be shockingly violent. You see the bear meat, and you have heard from other traveling bards. You remember meeting one who was missing a hand and had a massive scratch across his face.
Yeah.
He described a ritual by which a bear is set loose, and everyone must fight the bear with no arms or armaments. And whoever is killed at the end of the encounter is prepared for the meal.
So barehanded.
Barehanded. Yes, you must fight the bear barehanded. And then
You don't have to be faster than the bear, folks. You just got to be faster than your friends.
And then the feast is whoever is left. Like, they you get a choice at that point between bear meat and people meat.
Oh.
Assuming that the
Okay.
bear doesn't just wipe out the village.
Well, I'm kind of deciding where the higher chance of trichinosis is here. You know, I'm just going to I'm going to keep a lot of people between me and a bear cage. That's generally where I'm going to,
Yeah. Farthest end of the table. So you look for a position that is furthest away from the bear, and you find yourself standing next to the May Queen here, who is beaming.
That's not where I want to be.
Well, she's the furthest thing from the bear. She's at the opposite end of the table. You back away from the bear without breaking eye contact from it. And when you're finally far away and you turn, like immediately, like she's towering over you. She must be on some kind of like platform heels or something. She is almost as tall as Lady Eowyn. And she, at first glance, she looks like the Green Knight. Her face has been painted with green makeup. All of her exposed skin, and it's like the Green Knight. If you met him at like the blooming of spring, this must be what he would look like. But this seems out of place because this is supposed to be a winter solstice. It's very chilly. You have no idea where they even got these flowers. So you rolled your folklore, you have a ton of knowledge, and you are trying to figure out what the hell to do here. And that brings us to Angela. Annowre, the May Queen is embracing you and is inviting you to sit, and wants to know where you've been for the past year.
Well, that's a fun question. I am going to graciously accept her hug. I will not take a seat yet, and I will tell her, I've just been getting I'm making things right. I've been making things right, and you would know. I have to find my. There's a place for me, like there's a place for you. Speaking of, I would love to know how my son is doing.
That's around when in the distance you can hear a baby crying. It's like in a not at the feast, and you're looking at the tables, and it seems like everyone in the village has turned out here.
Okay, that's not chill. I am gonna, let's see. This is immediately not okay to me, and I am going to turn to Flo in a huff, and say, I really need you to who's watching him right now. I need you to take him to me now.
She says, I have responsibilities as May Queen. But she's
I'm gonna fuck about your responsibilities.
But she's gesturing with a hand over to like a house in the distance.
Okay, I'm immediately gonna do some vigilance to go find my baby.
Okay.
I do not get bonuses to that. Ooh, I rolled a 4.
You.
Wait, I do get. So it's a 6.
It's a 6.
no.
Okay. You start running from house to house, from hut to hut, and his cry is like echoing throughout this valley, and it's bouncing around you, and you have no idea where your baby is.
Oh fuck!
She gestured to the houses generally.
Oh no.
Fuck me.
And it is the top of our second turn here. Everyone take 1 dishonor. Remember to take your dishonor for failing too, Angeline.
Figure dishonor for what?
For failing your vigilance.
Oh shit.
For failing your baby. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm
Wow.
Top of the round here. Catherine, Lady Eowyn, you see like there's a peaceful jubilance in the air. Distantly you can hear like a child crying. You're not sure what that's about, but when you turn your head to look at it, the woman next to you reaches up and turns your head back to like look at her. And she says, you must have many great tales of knighthood that you could share.
You know, I don't know what's up with this baby, but babies they cry sometimes, you know. I think it's okay. I think I'm going to tell her all about my tales of knighthood.
Mm-hmm.
I think, can I use my performance thing? Can I do like a whole like big, you know, tell her a whole really nice story?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Do I have to roll for that, or can I just be doing that?
Well, if you're doing a performance, you gotta roll for it.
I gotta roll for it. Okay, let's see.
bad.
20! Well, and that's without the thing, so I got 22.
You rolled a 20 on the dice?
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yes.
In D&D, this is called a natural 20. It's a big deal. You've rolled
Is this your first?
This is your first natural 20, right?
I think so, yeah.
Hey, congratulations!
On live stream.
So obviously, even though the game doesn't have anything written in for something special happening here, I've got to reward the first natural 20 you've ever rolled in any game ever. You begin reciting an epic poem of your own deeds. How much do you want to exaggerate, or are you going to try and play it pretty straight?
Well, I think any good performance you exaggerate, you know? Yeah, so a fair amount.
Do you want to tell them of your encounter with the Green Knight?
Yeah, I will. That's a good story.
Okay. You are the belle of the ball. And you see all of the people who are here are many of them are like stopping eating to like lean in and listen. The young lady next to you, as you finish your story, says, "We chose the wrong May Queen. It should have been you. It still can be you."
What?
Better than bear meat.
And people overhear this, and your tale sounds so monumental, and they're talking about the Green Knight, who appears to have visited a resident of this town. You hear them gossiping about it. They are all starting to run into the houses and return with flowers, and they're starting to decorate you.
Wow. Cool.
Have you seen Midsommar, Catherine?
No, I haven't.
Perfect.
Okay, I know something bad happens though, but I don't know what it is.
You should. I don't know how you feel about tension and horror, but you should give it a watch after this. I think you'll see it in a different light.
Great.
So people are running into the huts and procuring flowers that have been preserved since spring from all over. No. Angeline, you can see you're going from hut to hut, and now people are starting to like get in your way. They're running like you're running from hut to hut, and people are like bumping into you and running into huts and grabbing flowers, and there's like all this cacophony around you. They're like singing and trilling and la-la-lying, and they're making so much noise that you're having a hard time pinpointing where your child might be. That's just to ratchet up the tension, because it's not actually your turn, it's Trung's turn again. So, Lord Theobald, you're standing at the table, staring at this bear when the whole table is springing to life, and they're starting to decorate Lady Eowyn. What do you want to do?
I mean, she looks very pretty. This is great.
You're going to die here.
I should probably, I'm like trying to have a nice time, but like I think something feels slightly off, and I can't tell what it is because I'm a little witless. But can I roll for intuition to tell if we're like in any danger?
Great.
Okay. All right. Gonna make this roll. Gonna see how it turns out.
Let's look at intuition out of the book. Intuition. This skill is used to read the intentions of another person through their body language, facial expressions, or other more subtle clues. Determine if a local lord feels disgust towards his people. Tell if a traveler is lying to you about their intentions. Predict what a nervous bandit is going to do next.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah. Your trusting nature is even affecting your die rolls.
Looks clear.
Yep, everything looks fine. This is great.
Mark a dishonor because you failed this check.
Beginning of a round.
And as you're looking around, you're not sure what's going to happen next, but this bear is starting to get really perturbed by all the loud noises, especially the crying of this baby. And it's Heath's turn.
Okay. I need to know if something magical is happening here, or if this is a simple, folksy religious practice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to employ my knowledge of mysticism, and recognize if some sort of spell is present, or something of that nature.
Sure.
My first roll mysticism is a 5 total because I rolled a 1. And my second roll is a 12, which is more than my honor of 9.
Hey, okay, that means you succeed. Okay. You are looking for hints of magic, and you can tell that these are people who worship the earth. There are many plants about that are out of season. Whatever made them grow, you're certain there must be some kind of magic afoot, and that the people here are doing something to have like preserved this place. And it's even temperate out, even though like they're preparing for a winter solstice. Everyone is wearing clothes that do not like look especially seasonal for winter, and the winter chill isn't biting you here in the valley.
So is the former? So it's not my companion. Is the current May Queen? Is the former May Queen still next to me?
Yes.
She's the also ran now, I guess.
Yeah, and you are you're sizing her up, and you notice something that you hadn't noticed at first. There are patterns in the flowers that are like tightly adorned on her, and you can make out like Nordic runes. It looks like she herself might be some kind of witch.
I am going to tell her that each of us has dealt a blow to the Green Knight, and our time to have the blow revisited approaches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean no disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
but the Green Knight has a claim on us already.
Yeah. She rolls her head side to side like she's thinking about what you're saying, and she says, "Very well. Then the bear will not bring you harm. It will only harm those who live here in the valley and are from the valley."
Okie doke.
Yeah, you're thinking on that, and Annowre sure looks like she lived in the valley and is from this valley.
Yeah, I know. I've done a lot of stuff, though.
You've done a lot of stuff? What do you mean?
I've rolled and I've talked, and I don't know if I can start heading towards her or not.
Yeah, that's fair. What else? Anything else that she's got for you? And lastly, she says that, and she's starting to walk towards the bear's cage. And as she is walking down the table, everyone who's sitting is starting to stand in like a wave as she's walking. It is Angeline's turn.
Fucking finally, Jesus Christ. Are people still about in these huts, like gathering their flowers or whatever the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll let you decide if this is what this is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to forcibly grab someone. I'm going to take their head in between my hands, and I am going to scream into their face with such a wailing and make them feel my distress, because I know something of the customs of this valley, and impress upon them, and I'm just gonna impress upon them. Then I will make them feel my distress for my missing baby.
Yeah.
And until and implore upon them, like, you have to help me find him.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're going for.
Yeah.
I think that there are any number of things that we could creatively apply here. If you have folklore or mysticism, those.
I got mysticism.
Sure. Yeah. Let's make it magic.
Go.
Fuck yeah. Okay. So
let's say I want one other thing. Do you think this is honorable or dishonorable? Like, are you trying to like share pain and cause fear to like garner sympathy, or?
Well, I think it's honorable because I have to find this vulnerable child that is maybe mine.
Okay.
But I think I don't care about the well-being of this person that I'm enlisting.
Okay.
So.
Okay. What's your dishonor at right now?
How'd it go?
It's at 11.
Okay.
What'd you do?
And I am at and I rolled an 18.
Okay, great. Yeah. Then my next line of
I
question.
don't know. Well, I guess if it's dishonorable, then it's different. I don't know.
Well, I don't think it. Based on how you described it, I don't think it's dishonorable. And you succeed. This person, they stop, and when you put your hands on their face, they return the gesture and begin weeping and wailing with you, and then her hand slips from your face to your hand, and she takes you to the hut where there is it's bare. There are no flowers here, and there is an unattended crib where your child is wailing.
Oh fuck! Can I do anything?
Yeah, you can still do things.
Oh, I definitely go like right. I'm like,
Yeah.
I would go right there and pick him up. What's the whole situation? Is he okay?
Yeah, you're looking. Your baby looks tended to. Their needs are met. But like your instinct here is that that doesn't mean that your baby has gotten any love or nurturing care. Let's ride on the mysticism that you rolled. When you touch your baby, you have a vision of the May Queen feeds your baby at her own breast. But once your baby is done eating, she sets it back in the crib and just walks away. And your baby sits in this crib, never being touched by anyone for the entire time that you've been gone.
Fuck. Dishonor on my whole family.
We're off book, baby, and I'm twisting the knife.
No, fuck. Well, I'm immediately overcome. I feel intense guilt as a minor action. And I'm immediately I'm going to take my baby to my breast and get the fuck out of here.
Okay. You come running out of the hut, and
what the fuck are my chuckle fucks up to? Like, that have not been helping me at all.
Yeah, let's it's the top of our third action. Everyone mark 1 dishonor.
Okay. And if I can do anything more, I will go out and if I can say anything, I will be like, we have to go.
Yeah. Let's check in. We've got Catherine. You're up first. Lady Eowyn. The May Queen is strolling down the table, and everyone's rising. And the May Queen is starting to walk by you and isn't paying you any mind. But as she does, this lady who offered you her sash grabs her and starts tearing flowers off of the May Queen's dress.
Yeah, she's going goodbye.
She's like yelling at the May Queen, and she says, "It shouldn't have been you." And she's like tearing flowers from the May Queen's dress and starting to pin them to you.
Okay, I think this is stressing me out a little bit. Like, I thought we were having a nice time, and like this is a little bit much, and so I think I'm just gonna kind of be like, hey, like could I use my persuasion powers to be like, hey, like, actually relax, it's okay, I don't need the flowers.
Yeah, you.
Oh, that's all right.
You can definitely persuade. You can try and talk this person down.
Okay. I got a 7, and then I get +2 for that, so I got 9.
What's your dishonor?
10.
So this means you fail.
I am going to employ my power of forgiveness.
That's fast.
And let her know that it's okay.
Oh, I forgot we could do that.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
You can do that for other. Can we do that for other players too?
Not with your vice, only with your virtue. You can call upon your virtue to intercede and give someone a reroll once per encounter.
Okay. I forgot we could do that. Fuck.
Well, I'm sure you'll have an opportunity to be vengeful in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that once per round?
Not round.
Encounter.
Per scene.
Okay, encounter.
We're in one scene right now. So Heath is interjecting with a comment, looking to patch this over using his virtue of his forgiving nature. So Lady Eowyn, you can re-roll.
Thank you, Heath. Okay. I got a 16.
Hey.
And I got +2. So 18.
Yeah, in this
What happens
moment,
to me?
it looks like whatever. You see that the May Queen, who's looked very like kind and welcoming this whole time, when the flowers, when this woman who gave you the sash starts tearing flowers from her dress.
Okay.
The May Queen's face sort of transforms before your eyes. She looks furious, but also you notice that her hair is like looks like it's catching a flame. It's like her whole head is starting to like burst into fire. But then, just as quickly, it passes, and she looks calm and kind again. And she says, very well. Then if I am not fit to be May Queen, she can be May Queen instead.
Okay, I think I'm gonna kind of be like, no, and like get up from the table and be like, because this is a little weird, and like, I think I'm gonna kind of start to backpedal.
She's extending the sash, and she's walking towards you as you backpedal, and she says, it is a gift of chivalry. It would be dishonorable to reject it. How's that, sash expert?
Rats! You know what Gawain would say? He would say, it costs too much, it's too expensive, I can't take that one. She says in the poem. But, okay. Okay, well, I think I have to take it. I guess I'm gonna take it.
You take the sash, and as you do, she says, of course, now that you're May Queen, it is your responsibility to release the bear.
Okay.
Now it's now it's Trung's turn.
A lot is happening. Wow.
I'm realizing this scene is so juicy, we're gonna cut out scene 3, and after this scene ends, we're gonna take a break, and then we'll finish with the chapel.
Okay.
Because a
lot going on here.
This is a doozy. I like it, but I'm so glad we went off book. This is fun. Trung, it's your turn.
Okay, well, how much do I know is happening around here? So far we know that Heath has convinced the previous May Queen that we are not enthralled to her and we're not going to be in any danger from the bear anymore. But now we have a new May Queen who is our knight, and I'm not sure if our new May Queen has the authority to tell the bear whom to eat or not eat.
Yeah, and I don't know how good of listeners bears are.
Yeah, I don't think bears respect authority. I don't.
Right. Oh God, I can't walk up to the bear and be like, "No, you can't eat me."
Now, bear, this bear's repeating, but
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, what is our objective here? Are we here to just enjoy ourselves? Because that's what I'm like. I'm like trying to get to
Do you think?
No, I mean, like, I'm like, okay, this is, I feel like a lot of plans have been changing around me, and I'm like a little bit nervous, and I don't want to be polite.
Yeah.
Are
Has
you
our
here
bard
for?
shared
Wait,
his-
are you like back out here? You have a baby with you.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm metagaming. I'm being bad.
Are you here for a good time or a long time?
Oh wait, I am back. I am back out here, but I don't.
Oh.
I don't.
Neat. Well, congratulations on your baby. I did not know that you were with child. When did you have this child?
you see that Annowre is coming forth with a baby. The baby is like looks very out of place in this village. You can see like like dark curls, like sun-kissed brown skin. This baby looks nothing like her.
Uh-oh.
Okay, is the baby in good health? Do they need anything at the moment?
The baby is crying in her arms. Does not seem especially comforted by its alleged mother.
Alleged?
I'm just using adjectives here.
We don't know anything about any of the situation.
That's a loaded adjective.
Spatula.
I'm gonna say
Loaded, also an adjective.
Yeah. Whose turn is it? What's going on?
It's Trung's turn, and Trung, I think, is trying to assess the situation.
Hmm.
What are we turning lady?
And Joe is on deck as Heath.
I'll tell everyone. The baby looks about 3 months old.
Okay, so we can't feed it a macaron. That
No.
will be out of the
No.
water.
Macaron would solve
No
this.
bear meat for the baby.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, our time to get to the Green Knight is coming up, so I think I kind of want to leave, but I also don't want to be super rude. But if I try to get us to leave, would that leave our knight behind? Because now she's the May Queen and she has to release the bear. Can I get someone to take on the mantle of the May Queen again for us to leave? Like, what's happening? I don't know what my options are entirely.
Yeah, all great questions. I guess I would say, like, what do you want to happen right now? Do you want all of you to just, like, get out of here safe? Do you, I'll cater to your vice here. Selfishly, what do you personally want?
Well, I mean, I thought we were having a good time, and now suddenly people are exchanging sashes, and there's a baby screaming, and the bear is alive. I thought that they were gonna have to, like, I thought the bear was prepared and ready, but it's evidently not. So I'm not really. I feel like the vibes are now officially off, so I'm like trying to figure out a way to get out of here. But also, there seems to be a bunch of unfinished business around here. So I think. Can I try to let's see.
You could always. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
Our knight didn't seem to actually want the sash. Can I persuade the May Queen to take back her position, or can I persuade other people to like maybe forget about the knight's charms?
I would say you could persuade the May Queen, but you feel that something ceremonial happened here in this village's quaint customs, and to persuade them to go against their own customs would certainly be dishonorable.
Did you say quaint?
Why, are they not quaint? Are these totally normal for you?
Yeah, I'm not feeling the quaintness.
If you're having some analysis paralysis, we can also you can just have a macaron and chill.
I mean, I am having some analysis paralysis, but also my dishonor is getting up there.
Oh yeah.
Probably do something.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do something if something is to be done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think for now, I think I just want maybe Annowre's hands to be free as an option. So I'm gonna.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my authority.
No reason.
To get someone to like bring out like a little cradle or something for. I'm like, just in case some shit goes down, I think I would like our magic user to have free reign a little bit.
I like that. That's really clever.
Okay.
Using your authority to demand that these people pay attention to this neglected baby. Okay, give me a roll.
Okay.
Let's throw a baby shower here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll for baby shower.
Rolling for baby shower. And that is a. Oh, it's a 12. Wait, but I'm using authority, which is
+4 because you have courage and authority.
right. So 16, and my dishonor is currently at 14. So this
Cool.
is close.
So your dishonor goes down 1 because you succeeded at an honorable thing.
Okay, excellent.
And you can see that the same people who were scrambling to bring Lady Eowyn flowers are now scrambling again to run and get a baby's crib and to find any food appropriate for a baby here.
Oh,
Which,
yes, I'm so
unfortunately, they're at least getting some like sweet water.
Cool.
Cool. And I'm gonna give that honor point to Annowre just in case she wants to do something.
I'm gonna need it.
You're using your noblesse oblige to pass along some honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give you some wiggle room to do something dishonorable.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I am actually. I don't know if it's my turn. I'm gonna stop.
It's Heath's turn first, but you guys can go out of order if you want. It's not gonna break the game.
I'm gonna be fast.
Okay.
I'm going to use
Go.
reason to see if there's any herbal remedies around that can soothe this baby.
Hmm.
And I'm going to assure Nora that no matter what happens with the Green Knight, I will make sure that her baby is well cared for.
I like that. Yeah. Go ahead, roll
Do
reason.
that on account of my selfishness.
That's so nice.
That's so sweet.
I'm good. It's a 18.
Whew. Okay. Yeah, you nail this reason roll. You see a few herbs scattered decoratively across the table, and you see that there are some bowls and utensils that could be used as a mortar and pestle. You grab some of these decorations and make a quick salve that when you brush it across the baby's forehead, he stops crying and
Just a little colicky. It
Yeah.
happens.
and
Wow.
falls into a sleep.
Quiet baby.
Wow. Everyone's being so helpful here. While I am momentarily touched by all this, I only have eyes for Flo May Queen, and I am not happy. I am actually going to hand off my baby to Heath as he's applying this poultice, and I am going to immediately stomp over to Flo. How close is she to the bear cage right now?
She's it looks like you're taking a look and you can see what's happened here. The conversation that she's locked in with Lady Eowyn, she's using some kind of sorcery to have tricked her along. They've drifted. They're both right in front of the bear cage, but Lady Eowyn doesn't even seem to realize that she just walked the entire length of the table with her. And they're right in front of the bear cage. They're across from each other. They seem to be having a polite, kind conversation, and each of them has one hand on the bear's cage, and that's when they throw it open.
That when Flo May Queen.
Flo May Queen, and obliviously, you can tell she's ensorcelled, Lady Eowyn, in unison throw it open.
Oh shit! Okay, some things are happening. Okay.
Things are happening.
Odds are bad suddenly.
Okay. I am going to see this happening, and
Yeah.
this affects my plan a little bit, but I don't even have any eyes for anyone else. And who I don't even register she's there. I'm just looking at Flo May Queen, and I'm going to say, how dare you? I trusted you with my son. He's the heir. I thought we were in conclave as witches, but you've betrayed me. And I am going to send a beam of magic or something. I am going to send out a noxious mist that is going to push her into the bear cage.
Let's use let's give you the special move here, because I know this wasn't the special move that you picked, but let's add it. What's it called? Balefire. What's it?
Fire.
Send it at her.
It's in the character sheet.
Banefire. Is that the one, or is it something else?
Yeah, that's the one.
Is it the one that does damage? Yeah, that one. Banefire. I receive a +2 bonus on ranged combat rolls.
Yeah. So let's mark that off on your sheet. You have it now. And if you are making a ranged combat roll, then you're going to add. I think you're trained in ranged combat, so you're going to add +4 to this.
Yeah. Does my I'm feeling pretty vengeful right now. Does that come into? Is that just on the possible reroll, or does that?
That's on the possible reroll. You would roll if you miss. You can call upon your vengeful nature.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, yeah,
24.
Connor.
Yeah. Okay. You shoot magic at her, and immediately kill your sister of the coven here. She drops dead in an instant, and the bear,
Look away, little baby.
the bear is charging right for you.
Oh fuck! Not for like this like convenient body that I
He's
just
cooked
put
now.
in front of it.
Yeah, you would look, but the bear appears to be trained to kill as many as possible. Like the bear seems like angry.
Putting up numbers.
Yeah, the bear.
This bear is min-maxing.
Yeah, he is.
He wants to be MVB. He wants to be most valuable bear.
Ooh.
He wants to get his stats up there, and he's coming straight for you. Heath, you're looking, and you were worried about this. The May Queen had given protection to all of you, but anyone who like is from this village. So this bear appears to be trained to hunt blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. So you're all safe, and the bear is just running right for Annowre.
I don't think I'm up.
This is the top of our fourth action, but let's rather than start a whole new round here, let's use this as an opportunity to like wrap the scene.
Yeah.
Where's our strong knight and a magical mace? Could you do something about this?
Yeah, we've got a couple of options here.
I got my hands full of baby.
Let's finish the scene with a quick couple of questions from Annowre and Lady Eowyn. Annowre, is there anything that you want to do to try and get this bear off your case?
Oh, I am going. I would like to dispense my glamour.
Okay. You dispel the spell that you've been using for so long it feels second nature. What do you look like when this spell is dispensed and you are no longer like Scandinavian?
You sneak.
Well, I don't look Scandinavian. I look like my baby. I've got brown skin. I've got dark hair. Clearly other, foreign, not of this place, or really of like, you know, Britannia traditionally.
When you dispel the glamour, the bear immediately pivots and starts wreaking havoc on just anyone nearby. And Lady Eowyn, do you want to step up and handle this bear problem, or do you want to just leave this place as is?
I want to handle the bear problem because the lady that I've been kind of connecting to all night, she's at risk now, you know?
She is at risk. The bear.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, the bear is running right for her. Let's amp the tension up. Give me a melee combat check.
Okay. And so for this I just get 2 extra, right? Or
2
4?
from the mace, and if you're trained in melee combat, 2 from that. If you have might, 2 from that.
I do.
You have all those
Yeah.
things?
I have all those things.
You are gonna roll,
Yeah.
and you're gonna add 6.
I got 19.
Oh. Yeah. You bludgeon the. You. Oh man. Oh. I had no idea this would happen. You use your bear mace.
Yes. Yes.
And the bear problem is solved.
Wow. And
The villagers appear disappointed. And some of them are expressing sorrow that they were not eaten, because now there will not be meat to get through the winter. Only one person has died, the former May Queen. And that's where we'll end this scene. Let's it's 9:45. Let's take a 10-minute break here. And then let's be back at 9:55, and then we'll do our final scene, and then at about 10:30, we'll do it in about a half hour or so. And then at 10:30, we'll be joined by the creator of this game, and we'll get to tell him how we broke it by dipping into the back cover.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I should not have left my baby with Scandinavians.
Yeah.
We're back. So, we have just finished an encounter in a vale in the middle of a winter festival. We didn't do any judgment here, but I'm going off book, so I kind of have to make it up as we go. First, let's, while I am sorting this out, atonement. Anyone can add 3 to their dishonor to remove 1 from someone else's dishonor. Let's check in. How are y'all doing on dishonor? Angeline, why don't you go first? I think you're muted on Zoom.
You're muted.
Sorry, no, I am sorry.
It's okay.
I'm suspiciously okay right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 11.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I failed another action. But the actions I took,
it's pretty sketchy.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine.
I think I'm at 9.
Okay. Joe.
9 here.
And Trump.
I'm at 13.
13 dishonor. You're up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just a mixture of incompetence and bad luck.
Does anybody want to add 3 to their dishonor to remove 1 dishonor from Lord Theobald?
Puts us both at 12.
Don't do it, because I think it's easier for me.
To give other people honor if my honor stays middling, actually, from a gameplay perspective.
Interesting.
Well, I'm working on. I have a baby now. I'm working on honor for 2, so I kind of gotta watch it.
Can we clarify? I take my baby back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Now that I've freshly murdered.
Okay, I think that let's give 2 dishonor to everyone for murdering the May Queen.
Okay, but she did some shit.
Yeah.
She was. I forgot that my actions affect everyone. Sorry.
As they say in the land of Chicago, she had it coming.
She had it coming. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
I think if, say, the bear had eaten her, you would have avoided this dishonor.
Well, that's what I was going for.
Unfortunately, you did too good. Anything else here? Let's keep it simple. We'll just stick with that. And there's a third encounter in this book, but for time, we'll skip it. The third encounter is Saint Winifred at the lake.
I love that bitch.
Yeah.
She's great in everything.
Solid.
So we're going to go right to the Green Chapel. The days grow shorter as you venture deeper into the woods. The trees get thicker, stranger, somehow greener. A thick fog blankets the moss-covered ground. Up ahead, you see an opening in the forest where the mist seems to part like a curtain, and you make your way towards it. The clearing allows little light to filter through, but you can make out the shapes of weathered gravestones, their runic carvings almost completely worn away by time. Beyond it, in the center of the clearing, half hidden in the greenery, stands an ancient structure. Tree limbs twist and bend to its shape. The air is still and the wood is silent. You have finally found it. Standing there, half forgotten, half glorious, you have reached the Green Chapel. This is the final encounter in the game, one last test of honor. The characters will need to act carefully and thoughtfully if they hope to avoid disgrace. Even then, if they have not preserved their honor during previous encounters, their quest is in grave danger. Let's everyone make an authority check for our initiative order.
$15.
19.
Trung?
18.
I'll just hang out down here.
So I've got a 19 from Catherine, an 18 from Trung, a 15 from Angeline, and an 8 from Joe.
Correct.
Everyone mark 1 dishonor.
Goody. Goody gumdrops. On the way up.
There is no judgment or atonement at the end of this encounter. As you approach the Green Chapel, you feel a profound sense of dread in your stomach. The building seems not just covered in vines, but composed of greenery itself. As much a part of the forest as the trees surrounding it. It has no door, but the interior is too shaded to see clearly. Do you have the honor to enter? So, you each have to find your own way into the chapel. This is just like we talked about at the beginning of the session. You can describe your actions to get through here, or you can look at your sheet and say, I want to use this skill, and then use that skill as a starting point to figure out a description that would get you into the chapel. Catherine, you're up first. How does Lady Eowyn want to find a way into the chapel?
I use my brawn to find a way into the chapel.
Yeah.
Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. Annowre learned a new ability. Everyone pick a new ability from your special abilities.
Oh, hell yeah.
You already got yours, so...
Oh.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah, we've
fun for the whole family.
we've leveled up here.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, can't really use my old ability anymore.
Okay.
I mean, you can still use it. You can still be glamoured in this encounter.
Charm.
I mean, what's
Really
the
much-
point? I've been revealed.
I guess there's an interesting question here of, does the Green Knight know what you really look like? I think in the backstory that you sent me, there was a moment where maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
I think he does. I think he does it because I wouldn't have. Well, it's unclear.
I'll let
I think
you
I'm
decide.
We're gonna coax.
I don't want to take your glamour away from you. So if you want it to,
I'm gonna be unglamoured for now.
Okay. So we've got character sheets on Dropbox, but what extra move did everybody take?
I took coax,
What is
which
coax
is when
do?
I succeed at a roll, I can pick somebody and give them a +2 to their roll. Next roll.
To their next roll. Okay, cool. Kind of like bardic inspiration, huh?
Yeah, but I also have to succeed.
Yeah. Trung, what did you take?
I took virtuoso.
Smart.
What does that one do?
So I take 2 skills that I have already, and the bonus is 4 instead of 2.
Okay, yeah. Doubling down.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine.
I'm gonna do lead by example.
What does that do?
When you succeed at an honorable courage skill check, you may choose one other character. That character loses 1 point of dishonor.
Oh.
Okay, so if you honorably use your authority, honorably use your endurance, or thread the needle and honorably intimidate someone, then you pick someone to lose a point of dishonor. Okay? and you want to use your brawn to bust into this chapel. Go ahead and make that brawn check for me.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I got 18 and then I get +4. So I got 22.
Yeah, there's a doorway to the chapel. You can't tell if it is the trunk of a tree or a wooden door, but you push your way through it and it comes aside and swings back closed again, and you are through the chapel. Trung, you're up next. How does Lord Theobald want to get into the Green Chapel?
Okay, it's not my best, but I'm going to use my intuition again and see if I can't just, like, luck my way into getting into the chapel.
Okay.
So I'm going to apply Virtuoso to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nat 20, actually.
Hey!
Good for you.
Okay, if it's a nat 20,
Clocks.
by the book here, intuition does not get you into the chapel, but it's a natural 20. We gotta reward that. You have the feeling that you're being watched, and kind of unhelpfully here, it says the plants are indeed alive, which normal plants already are, so I don't know how that makes these plants more magical. But the plants, you feel like they are an extension of the knight himself, and that through these plants, even though he is not here, he must be watching and observing your behavior and judging your honor or dishonor in these moments. Even if you are taking an action that has no witness here, the Green Knight still knows it. You lean close to a break in these plants, a stained glass window. And in this one place, you think that where there are no plants touching this window, it is removed from the Green Knight's sight, and that you could break into the chapel through this stained glass window, and it would be neither honorable nor dishonorable, simply because the Green Knight cannot see it. Do you want
Green
to?
Knight is God.
Do you want to break
Arbiter
through
Pro.
this stained glass window to get into the chapel, or do you want to find another way next turn?
You know what? I think I'm going to find another way next turn, because I would see me.
I knew when I asked that, like, as an artist, it would be like,
Yeah, you
do
That
you
was
want to
not
destroy the art?
I was like, no, this looks expensive. And also, like, I'm a noble. All of this Christian guilt is probably built into me.
Okay, we'll find a way in next time. Angeline, what does Annowre want to do to get into this? And you're carrying a baby now.
I have a baby.
You have
I
a
am
baby.
encumbered. To be clear, it is my baby.
Yeah.
The alleged was out of line.
I wanted to duck and dodge with our audience here a little bit because
I'm just out here stealing babies.
oh, what a quaint village! I'm gonna steal a baby.
Possessing
why
a
not?
baby is like 9/10 of the law.
I mean, frankly, even if that weren't my baby, I feel like the honorable thing to do would be to remove the baby from that situation.
Right.
But I did have a vested interest. Okay, I'm gonna I have a baby, but I am still a witch. I am going to lean into my strengths and call upon my mystic knowledge to commune with the magic of this place and understand it on a deeper level that will then show me the path. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a mysticism roll then.
Okay. That was a 1, but I'm going to call. Can I call on my wisdom, my virtue?
It would be the one time that you can do it from now until the end of the game.
I feel like, well, technically it would be like a 5 if I rolled a 1.
Didn't
I don't
make
think
it.
that's enough to get me in. Fuck. I
don't
feel I
think
gotta
it's
get
not
in
true.
though.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Okay, I'll save it. I'll find my way in next turn. Guess I'm not. I don't know. Baby's crying. I'm distracted.
This is certainly a mystical place, but from outside the chapel, whatever mysticism is here, the nature of it eludes you. Maybe you can try again once you get inside.
Okay.
Remember, if you succeeded getting into the chapel, Catherine, you would have lost a dishonor because you successfully got in. Angeline, you're taking a dishonor because you failed here.
Right.
Hmm.
We're at 15, babies.
And then Trung, I think that you rolled intuition and you did really well, so you would also lose 1 dishonor. And Joe, you are
Yeah.
up.
I am going to consult my knowledge of folklore, which allows me to remember a curious tale about a current location. Maybe I can recall a story that recounts how somebody else got in here. Nope. First one, I get to roll twice. The first one's an 11, and my dishonor is 12.
Mhm.
And the second one is a 15, so I get it.
Okay, a few things.
Yep.
This is a sacred location of pure natural energy. It is impossibly old. Folklore tells you it is older than the first men to settle this land. And anyone standing inside of the chapel should be able to find ways to tap into the source of its magical potential. You think that if someone... I'll give this to you. If you use mysticism inside the chapel, something special happens.
Okay.
I'm
I'm pretty good at that.
You were trying to use folklore to know of a tale of someone who got into here before. Unfortunately, anyone who has, there are no tales of anyone coming out of here.
Yep.
Okay.
This is a blind spot in all of the tales bards tell each other.
That's why I'm here. I am going to give our good noble lord a +2 bonus on his next roll.
Oof. Thank you.
Round 2. Everyone mark 1 dishonor.
Yep. Tread water.
So this is interesting. You can kind of tread water for a little while, as long as you keep succeeding. Catherine, you're inside. Do you want to maybe take some action to maybe aid someone getting into here?
Yeah, I would love to do that. Could I use... Oh, I could use a... Okay, could I use my... endurance to aid someone? No. I was trying to use a courage skill because I can give somebody back a dishonor or an honor point if I use a courage skill, but
Get clever with me. Tell me how you want to use endurance to help someone else. Let's read endurance real quick, because I think there are some overlaps between some of the skills. Survive and withstand difficult situations that would cause pain and suffering to others. Push beyond those situations with much less effort. It may be used to protect others or yourself. Possible uses: run through a swarm of stinging insects, drink a poisoned brew and avoid harm, protect a traveling priest from falling rocks. And I think that you took the bodyguard special move too, right? So
yeah, I did.
what's that one do?
Yeah, I did. I took the bodyguard.
What's it do?
Oh, sorry. Whenever you succeed in an action, you can grant one character. Oh, I haven't been doing this. You can grant one character a +2 bonus to any courage, might, or charm skill on their next turn.
Oh.
I stink at that.
Courage,
What about,
might,
could
or
I
charm.
hold something kind of difficult open for a long time so somebody could pass through or something?
That sounds great.
Would that be endurance?
Yeah, that definitely sounds like endurance.
Okay. Okay, so I gotta roll the die. Okay.
That big old tree door.
Oh, I got a 4.
You could re-roll it if you want, but it would be your only one.
Oh, I'll re-roll it. Okay.
You don't have to, but it would be, it's your only one, though, and you have to appeal to your virtue.
Your peacefulness. Or you could dishonorably hold this tree open with laziness.
That's really, really
Lean
threading the
into
needle.
I think I'll re-roll with my peacefulness. I'll say, I really, I feel kind of unsettled because nobody else is here with me, and I would really like somebody else to get in and sort of center me.
That's very sweet.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, 5. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you are using your endurance here, and you are reaching out and you are holding the plants, and you do feel at peace here. You forget for a moment that you even had traveling companions. You are holding onto a plant here, and even though it should be wearing on your body, you feel connected to the nature here. You feel rooted and strong and at peace here with the plants. So you didn't successfully help a friend, but we did appeal to your peaceful nature here. Trung, Lord Theobald. You don't want to break the stained glass window, so you need to find another way in.
Where's the entrance? In every game, my sense of direction is terrible. Let's see. What do I have that might be able to get me into the chapel? I mean, is there any persuading the plants to let me in? If they're sentient and I know that.
Love this.
I like this. Yeah, you rolled a natural 20 for your intuition. You feel that the plants are watching you. You want to persuade the plants and perhaps even the Green Knight himself. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Get that Disney Prince energy.
What did I get?
He took
Oh my
off the
God.
princess hat, so...
I got a 1.
Aw, man.
Reroll.
Oh wait, didn't I? What is the nature of the advantage that Heath gave me?
Only +2.
It's a
Oh,
plus,
yeah.
it's not a reroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can call upon your virtue.
Then I wouldn't be able to do it when I actually encounter the Green Knight.
Mhm.
Oh.
Who knows what that will hold?
We're only going to accrue more dishonor here.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll just wait until my next turn. I'll have to. I'm getting real high up there in dishonor.
Uh-oh.
Just me and Lord Theobald out here, chilling.
Yep. We're just like, where's the entrance? I'm like talking to plants.
I liked the idea, but it's hard to steer the dice. Annowre.
Can I try mysticism again from a different tack? Or should I try something different? Can I not? If once I've exhausted
if you can give me a sufficiently different explanation.
Well, yeah. Well, clearly this is a type of this is not my type of magic. It is much older. And my type of magic is also drawing, from where I'm from, which is very different from where the Green Knight is from. So I'm understanding that I'm needing to appeal, but we're both an other in this way. So now I'm going to meditate on that difference, but also that sameness to try to commune with a more ancient type of magic.
Sure. This magic is older than the magic that you learned in whatever land you come from, and is different.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's not whiff this. Okay, 18.
Yeah, okay. You notice that there are runes carved on the gravestones, and they, once you look at them, appear to be a secret code that guides a labyrinth through the plants. Like the smallest of hedge mazes. You see that there are some plants that are taller, and you could easily walk across this entire maze and miss it. But you follow a divot in the ground in a winding pattern that eventually takes you to a secret hole in the back of the cathedral.
Love it. Love that for me. Back door.
Secret hole.
Do I also get to learn the thing that you mentioned?
Yeah.
Do that inside.
This says, mysticism reveals runes and signs of power on the stones scattered across the floor of the Green Chapel. As you're staring at the ground, following this labyrinth, you see that it continues inside on the stones.
Ooh.
With the right words, gestures, and knowledge intact, these runes may now be harnessed by any character to add a +4 bonus to any magic-related actions, including something I won't say yet.
Fuck yeah. Cool. And we can use that, like, at any, like, infinitely on magic? Or is it like a one-time use thing?
It doesn't say that it's limited use, so.
Cool. Nice. I impart this knowledge to my comrades inside the chapel.
Heath.
Okay, so my mysticism, what I learned was that I have to be inside the chapel to employ the powers of mysticism and not outside.
Correct.
Okay, time to rely on my reason. This is a chapel made of plants. Perhaps there is a plant outside that will act as a key that will allow me entrance. I'm going to experiment with several plants.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wave some mistletoe. I'm going to try a little bit of elder wand. Let's see if we can.
Oh, you're outside too. Oh shit! It's just the ladies inside. Okay.
Try to coax this thing open. Okay. First try out the gate works. It is a 14. My dishonor is 12.
Okay.
Oh, I know it's gonna work. Obviously, it's sesame.
I like it. Yeah, you find
That's good.
a small plant that's out of place from a faraway land. You pluck it, and a door opens. You also, while you are searching, find enough herbs to craft a healing poultice. If you use this poultice, you can grant one character a reroll on any combat check.
Combat check.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
We only have one person with that wheelhouse. Lady
Melee combat and range combat are separate things here.
Okay.
So Joe's in. Is it back to you, Lord Theobald?
We gotta get Theobald in here.
Oh my god. Let's see.
You are reflecting on your journey and how many times you have failed. Your companions have stepped up to various tasks, and you feel like frankly like you can blame luck all you want, but you feel like the Green Knight has been watching you this whole journey, and because of your high dishonor, he seems to be barring you from the chapel.
What?
How do
Come
you
on.
how do you want to overcome this? How do you want to?
I'm
get
gonna
it?
give him a +2 from my last success.
Okay.
Oh, neat. Thank you. Then
I will coax you.
Cool. So
Join
+2
us.
there. Is there any way for me to use my trickery to get inside?
Absolutely. If you roll trickery, you are entering the chapel dishonorably, and in doing so, you have to roll under your dishonor. Any bonuses that you have when you try to do dishonorable actions become negatives that subtract. So everything that you're good at, you are very good at doing dishonorably too. So
Okay.
So if you're trying to use trickery here, go ahead and roll it, and you're trying to roll less than your dishonor. So if you hilariously roll very high, then actually it's bad.
Okay, so less than my dishonor. Okay, but do I still have to add all of the bonuses?
No,
that
you
I-
subtract. I think you can subtract them.
They become negatives to
Oh,
subtract.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a very middling roll of a 9, which is fine.
Beautiful.
Great.
You scuzz your way in.
You, hot on Heath's heels, go right through the secret passage that he opened up by pulling a plant, and the plant closes behind you. Finesse.
The old parking structure move.
You know what?
You walk inside the chapel. Mists drift through the weathered stone and hang about the floor and corners. You slowly make your way towards a block of stone that resembles an altar. Where the pulpit would be, there is only a massive tree trunk. Your eyes search the area for the Green Knight, and it is only as you get closer that you realize he is already there. He is one with the tree trunk itself, almost carved at the base. His eyes open. In a deep rumble that shakes the earth around you, he says, "You came. Has it been 1 year?" Do you have the courage to answer him? Catherine. We'll keep the same initiative order. Lady Eowyn, you're up first. Take 1 dishonor, everyone, because it's the start of a new turn.
How dare he? This guy.
Sorry, I got 14.
What are you doing?
Oh,
You have 14 dishonor, or you rolled 14 on the dice and you're doing something?
no, I rolled 14 on the dice, but I don't know what I'm... Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought we were trying to decide if we were courageous enough to go up to him, and so I thought maybe I would go up to him and I could use it. It could be a... Let's see.
Sure. Well, we'll let the 14 stand. What do you want to? How do you want to do this? What do you want to use to confront him?
I want to use I think I want to use performance, and I think I want to kind of tell him about what I've been up to, and make it seem like I was doing something really important, and that's why it's taken me so long to get here.
Yeah.
Just bring him up to speed.
His eyes pierce through you, and you know what you've been up to for the last year, and you regale him with this story, and he says, "It sounds as though a busy year for you."
Yeah, I did a lot of gardening.
A noble pursuit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, he likes it.
Yeah, you answer in the affirmative. You are ready to face the Green Knight. Lord Theobald, you're next.
Okay. Oh my god. I have to roll so high.
There are dishonorable ways to confront the knight and succeed. He's not... Well, he is magic, but that doesn't make him a perfect, omnipotent being.
I know, but there's just something about me being a noble that makes me feel real bad to be judged by a tree. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stack up as many bonuses as I possibly can. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to use my
min-max.
courage and my sense of authority.
You notice when Lady Eowyn treats him so respectfully that he seems to favor her somehow, and that you perhaps could also earn that favor if you were to also be respectful.
Okay. So just in like absolutely pitch perfect like rich person moment, I'm like, oh, if I were nice to this person, he might be nice to me back.
Uh-huh.
This is new information. Okay.
Learning about the golden rule.
Okay. So I think so far I can add a maximum of like 4 to whatever it is that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Okay. Nat 20.
Okay. What action are you taking here?
Um,
You said courage and authority?
authority. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you stand tall and stride towards him confidently. He says, "Has it been 1 year?" And your presence speaks for itself. You silently nod at him, and he silently nods in return.
Doing. Just act like you know.
Annowre, your turn.
Okay. Same question, presumably. I am going to approach the Green Knight, and I am going to take my baby from my breast, from and hold it out to him.
What?
And I'm going to say, it has been a year, and much has changed. So much so that the blow destined for me, I think, is actually destined for another. Not my baby, to be clear. I realize that's not what it looks like.
That looked bad.
And I don't know. I'm trying to persuade him. I don't know if I should I keep making my case. There's more.
Yes, it expressly
Okay.
says that you can do that here.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I should just like do the whole, or if we were just like doing niceties. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Get in
Yeah.
there.
So I'm going to continue to try to persuade. I'm going to say, I've traveled a very long way. A year ago, you came to the court of a king which I served, and I interceded because I believe you and I are of the same. We're cut from the same cloth. Neither of us belong. But I found that king to be false, because when my true nature was revealed, I was cast out. And now my son, his natural heir, deserves the place that he occupies. And so I think that this false king deserves the blow, and I should be the one to deliver it, and you should let me live so that I can do that.
So it says here that I'll read this out of the book because I think it's really interesting game design. Persuasion to debate, trick, or confuse the Green Knight. If the GM likes a particular line of argument, success might grant a moment's reprieve. Then it goes on to say, if the GM really likes an argument or trick, the Green Knight might be fooled or persuaded entirely. To do this, you must push an argument forward with multiple actions. So give me another roll here.
Okay.
Another persuasion.
For persuasion or for something else?
If you want to mix it up, you can, or you can let it ride with persuasion.
I think I will. My persuasion is pretty good. I have to do another one after this, right?
Yeah, you'll need to make three.
Okay. So let me roll persuasion first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 16 with my bonuses.
Sounds like a success. So,
Cool.
At your first persuasion, you describe this moment a year ago, and he says, "I remember it well. It appeared the king was ready to strike against me before you interceded." As your tale goes on and you persuade him further, he says, "I remember too how the king hesitated when you interceded. He could have changed the moment, yet allowed you to step forth." Now, a third and final persuasion as you finish your story. Give me another one.
Okay.
Because you've rolled 2, and you've succeeded twice.
Okay. Can I switch to mysticism to get that rune thing? Or if I'm like appealing to our shared magical nature
Interesting.
and our position as outsiders.
Yeah, I like it. I'll allow it.
Cool. Okay, dope. Okay, I got a +8 on this. Okay, that's a 6 plus 8 is 14.
What's your dishonor at?
Oh, okay, wait. So these past two, okay. Did those 2 rolls I did before this, do I get minus dishonor for those? Because that will be critical here. It's at 16 now.
Technically, yes, but also you're supposed to be doing these turns across separate turns. So you'd be doing the.
I'd be where I'm at. Oh,
Yep.
so that doesn't succeed.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Also, I'm sorry. I still have an honor point that I'm supposed to give to somebody because I successfully did a thing before. Can I give that to Annowre right now?
Would it work though? Would it be enough?
A tie is a success.
Oh, okay.
I had an alternative idea, which would be to call upon your vice here, but.
Oh. Wait. I would. Oh, to reroll. Oh yeah. Oh, let me do that. That'll be fun. Keep your point. Keep your point.
Do you want to give the honor point to somebody else, Trung?
Well, I mean, like it sounds like Annowre has this figured out, so I'm gonna give it to Hard.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Who knows? But we're gonna let it ride.
Okay.
Wait. What? Where is everybody's honor points at right now?
I'm at 12.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it to Annowre, just in case he's.
Okay. I mean, I'll take it, but I'll.
Yeah.
But if I'm calling on my vice, does that inherently make it a dishonorable action? In which case, I don't want that honor point.
That's true. If you call upon your vice, it would be dishonorable, and then you want a higher dishonor.
Right. So maybe, Trung, just keep that in your back pocket.
Okay.
Okay. So my mysticism appeal doesn't work.
Yeah, you appeal to his nature as an outsider to this place, and this appears not to persuade him. And he says, "I am no outsider to the land. I am the oldest, and all the kingdoms that you have ever served are the true outsiders. You have come into the land, which is all my domain."
Okay. Should I, for my reroll, should I riff off that, or should I
You
wait?
can riff off that, and if you're rerolling, tell me about your vengeful nature.
Yeah. Okay.
in
So
this.
here's the thing. Okay. Yeah. So no, I got yes. Okay. I agree. The king they are outsiders. I've seen firsthand the wreckage that they do on these kings with their courts and their weaponry wreak on the land. And this king is such a king, and he is dishonorable. And he has done a dishonor both to you and to me. And I'm going to call on my vengeful vice to further my argument that I would actually be committing an honorable action. I would be setting things to right. I would be setting balance in the world by going back and eliminating him and restoring balance.
Reroll.
Okay, but I want a low this time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great because I rolled a 3.
It's great.
You know, sometimes to maintain the balance, harsh actions must be taken.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just such a person to do that.
He studies you carefully, and he says, if this is a rotted tree that must be cut down, why then have you nurtured his seed into a sprout?
Oh, gross.
And he's looking at the baby.
Oh shit! I gotta answer that?
Yeah?
Yeah. I would say love in any place and any time is not dishonorable. I'm rectifying past wrongs by creating a new life. You can only undo life with life.
It is said that apples do not fall far from trees.
Uh-huh.
But I am also a tree here. And this apple is close to me right now.
Yeah, he says,
You're a baby dishonor.
You are a baby dishonor. He says, very well, leave this place in dishonor. Have your vengeance. And I will find you.
You know what? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that as a win. Thank you. Okay. Oh, no, sorry. I bow my head and I understand the gravity of what I've just done, but I'm willing to accept my death later so that my baby might live and take his place, and I'm willing to make that sacrifice, and I leave this place dishonored.
As you start to leave, he says, of course, in doing so, your child will have no parents.
That's cool.
That's fine. I'm gonna keep going.
I'll be with you.
I'm sorry. This bard over here said he would take care of him. So I think he's fine. It'll be fine.
That brings us to this bard. Joe, you have to face the Green Knight here. Heath Harthorn. Has it been 1 year?
Time for an experiment. Okay. Why is this guy asking me this? I have a sensation that he does not understand the passage of time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think time works the same way for us as it does for him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I don't know if this actually works for reason. They're all the same. Oh, you know what? Know the lore weaknesses of a magical creature. Okay. I am going to get after this guy. I'm going to roll folklore to know the lore or weaknesses of this magical creature. That's a 1. That's a huge fail. And that is a 8 plus 4, which is a 12, which is what my dishonor is.
Tie is success. So,
Okay.
The Green Knight is supernatural, and there are many ways to defeat such a being.
Yep.
You can tell that he is seemingly unkillable, and that each strike from your own weapons or any weapons that you've collected on the journey will deal wounds to the Green Knight. And this is a funny coincidence. You know from the folklore that it will take 6 wounds to defeat him. However, with every turn, he regrows from some of the wounds that were inflicted upon him.
Yeah, that's not the way to go about this.
You also know that you can unbind his power with mysticism.
Okay.
This inflicts wounds upon him likewise.
No thanks. Okay. So I'm going to say this to him. I'm going to say that during the chapel,
Mhm.
I see that the stones are in decay. The chapel is overgrown and wild. And you are all but forgotten. Are these not signs of dishonor?
There's a long silence. And
I'll wait.
it goes on for some time. And then with a hand, he gestures in front of him and says, "Kneel, that I may return the blow that you gave me."
All right, yeah, it's time.
You kneel before him. Just doing so requires some kind of test of your faith.
Yep.
How would you like to test this faith?
Well, I dealt him a minor wound
Mhm.
on the theory that he would deal one back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trusting that he is an honorable being that is going to keep to his word. Is this an experiment of reason?
I'll allow it. Yeah.
Oh, 18 plus 4, 22.
You kneel before him, and he reaches back into the tree
Yeah.
and draws forth an axe.
Yeah.
And he raises it high over his head. Everyone can see it.
Yep.
Are you looking at him? Are you looking away?
I'm gonna look at him.
Okay.
I'm trusting you to be honorable
Mhm.
in our bargain.
He raises the axe over his head, and he holds it here, and he slaps you across the face.
Yeah. Yeah, I deserve that. Sometimes you gotta take the Kool-Aid. What are you gonna do?
I love you just got backslapped by the Green Knight.
Yeah.
He nods, and he says, "You have maintained your honor on a perilous journey, Bard. Rise."
I knew he was all bark.
God, there's been some record puns.
You have been tested by the Green Knight, and you have passed. Can we say the same for your traveling companions?
I'm not sure. I gotta go babysit because I want to see what happens in Southern Kingdom now.
Yeah.
Lord Theobald?
Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Lord Theobald and Lady Eowyn, you both have to be tested still.
Good luck.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, I can give +2 to somebody. I'm gonna throw it at Theobald because he's having a hard year here. It's been a rough year for this guy.
Having a very rough time.
Remember, these runes are for the taking.
Okay, the Green Knight is here, and he is gesturing. Lord Theobald, kneel, so that I may return the blow that you gave me. You try to kneel before him, but your nerves are getting to you. You're feeling skittish. How do you want to overcome them?
With my innate courage and my trusting. Like, it seems like this is something that I would just do because I don't know. I don't seem to have a strong sense of danger.
Right.
Actually.
Yeah, just
I
gonna be
don't think
fair.
I would be super nervous.
Yeah, you're just like, okay.
I'm in danger.
I'm just like, sure. There's nothing in me that's like, this seems dangerous. I tried to roll for danger before and it was a 1, so I'm like, yeah.
It sounds like courage, sounds like endurance. Let's roll endurance.
Endurance. Okay.
Oh no.
have no bonus on endurance whatsoever. That won't make
Well, you
it.
said courage, and that's a courage skill. Would you rather use a different skill? Authority, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, authority is the one where I actually have points in. So, like, if I use courage and authority, I would get a little extra.
Yeah, you kneel, and you have it on authority and trust here that if he is the lord of this place, and you are a lord who frequently lets people into your manor, letting someone into your home is providing them sanctuary. You do not harm people who are guests in your home, and you are a guest in his home. Give me an authority check.
Wait a minute. How many bonuses do I have? I have 4 from those two.
You have 2 courage, you have 2 authority. Did somebody give you a boost? Joe gave you a boost of 2.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. Oh no, that wouldn't make it either. Nope. I only got a... Even with all of that, I would have only gotten a 14, I think? I rolled a 9. It's not enough. Because my dishonor is a 17 right now.
Have you used your reroll?
Oh, I haven't used my reroll. Yeah, my reroll is trust. So I should I'm gonna give that a
Certainly sounds like you're trusting him here.
Yeah.
How appropriate.
Trust the process.
Yes, it's an 18.
Hey! He nods and says, "My lord," and he brings the axe down and cuts your head off. Everyone can see it falls down into the altar. The vines come alive and drag his body away.
Mm-hmm.
And he's extending a hand to you, Lady Eowyn.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna
You just watched that happen.
You did just watch that happen.
I know. Okay. All right. Could I try and persuade him that to just give me just a little nick on the neck, maybe?
Persuade him for just a little. You're getting cold feet, huh?
Yeah, just a little one, you know. No, I can't do that.
I think that if you're trying to persuade him to escape your fate, that sounds dishonorable. You can do it.
It might be worth it though if I don't have to get the chopping block.
Mm-hmm.
You can join me over here. Super dishonorable and alive.
Yeah, I think I want to be dishonorable and alive. Yeah, I guess, I mean...
Your hand slides unconsciously to the sash around your waist, a gift from someone who was keenly interested in seeing you again.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I gotta go see her. I gotta make it out, okay? I'm gonna be dishonorable. I'm gonna try and persuade him to let me live.
Sash.
Is the sash have any kind of magical stuff going on? Oh, okay. Could I do some kind of check? Could I do what would that be? A mysticism check? See if there's any kind of special thing going on with the sash.
You get +4 to that.
Oh, cool.
You are currently wearing 2 sashes. One is from the young woman who gifted you a sash when you first sat down. The other is a flower sash that has not wilted from the May Queen. You're just a real sash collector here.
I have a new idea. What if I wonder if I could I give the Green Knight the flower sash, which might appeal to his sense of style, in exchange for letting me out free?
Sure. This sounds like, perhaps folklore, maybe persuasion, trickery.
Sadly, there's no fashion check.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, I feel like it's persuasion. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and okay, I get +4 on that. Is the other thing. Okay. Oh no. Okay, I got a 2, but it's dishonorable, right?
If you're trying to persuade him out of this, then yeah, he takes the sash
What a punk.
and he puts it around his own waist.
Wow. He's the prettiest girl at the dance.
I know.
And he says, "A chivalrous gift indeed, but it does not change the terms of our bargain."
Oh, yeah.
No. Wait, that's so dishonorable of him.
He says, he sees the look on your face, and he says, "A gift of a sash is a trap of honor, for if I reject it, that is dishonorable.
That's
But
right,
if-
buddy.
But if I accept it, that too is perhaps a dishonor."
Yeah.
It is a tradition of your knights, a tradition of courtly love, and rejecting these traditions would dishonor you. Now, kneel.
Rats.
I think you got to kneel.
I think I gotta kneel. All right, I'm gonna kneel.
I think you got to bend the knee.
Trust your belt.
He says, as he's raising his axe, he says, "By this sash I will remember you."
Mm.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
The axe is over his head. Are you looking at him? Are you looking down?
No, I'm looking down.
Make an endurance check to hold without flinching.
I believe in you.
I got a 10.
What's your honor at?
I have 13 dishonor.
Did you get a 10 on the dice or
Okay, I got a 10 on the dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have courage checked off on your sheet?
That's 12.
No, I have might.
Okay.
Oh.
But I do have bodyguard, and it says when you succeed at an action, which I did last time, you can grant one character a +2 bonus on any courage, might, or skill or charm. Which I think, and so this is courage. So can I grant myself 2?
I think the implication from bodyguard is it's supposed to be another character. Does it say?
That makes sense.
Does it say another character?
It says one character, but I mean that makes sense.
Okay.
Do you have your virtue left?
Yeah, I do.
Yield to your peacefulness.
Now's the time.
How's the time? Oh, I got a 5.
You try to call upon every virtue in you to make peace with your own death.
Can I contribute my virtue, or am I out of this?
I think you're still there. You could let her reroll with your forgiving nature. How does your forgiveness?
I am going to employ the power of forgiveness upon her. We all make mistakes.
I would grant you my boon, but I'm dead.
Hold fast.
So you're using your forgiveness to allow her to get her head cut off.
I want to make it through this.
Okay. Do you want to take the reroll from Heath here?
Well, I don't know because I can't remember. I don't think this is in the movie, but in the original poem, the flinching is actually like it's not an issue. It's okay to flinch. He flinches and then he's like, "Don't do that," and then he stops.
Yeah. No, he flinches. Yeah, no, he flinches in the movie too.
He flinches in the movie too. I think I'm okay with flinching. I think I'm just gonna flinch.
Okay.
Oh, rats.
Oh, rats.
And he says, "Do you think the belt a bribe? Do you think it changes your fate?"
Yeah. Maybe you gotta make like Dev and take the belt off.
Oh, I could take the belt off. I mean, I think that it's, what I would say is he's wearing a belt too. And so I think, it's a sign of our brotherhood. I think that or our siblinghood rather. Like, I think that, that we're now in a chivalric bond. And I think that he shouldn't do this to me.
That's true.
Sounds like persuasion.
Team belt.
Okay. Yeah. I got a 9, and then I get +4 on that. But my dishonor's so bad. A 15. Okay.
I did not name myself knight. This was a name given to me by people like you.
Yeah.
Okay, in the chat they're saying I should run. Can I run?
You absolutely can run.
Okay, I'm gonna run.
He lowers his axe and watches you run.
We're just outside like, hey!
Hey!
Hey, you made it!
It's like Benny Hill
So you did
music.
all the right
You're
things.
just like running down the hill.
Jesus fucking it.
Okay, we have an epilogue to do here. It's just after 11. The creator of the game, Tim, still wants to join us. So I'm going to drop him a line. He'll join Zoom, and then maybe we can do the epilogue for Alia, and then we can talk about our stories with him. Okay. While we're waiting for him to join, let's start some of this epilogue here. You, Catherine, you run. Lady Eowyn, you run from the Green Knight. There is no punishment worse than death, you think, as you sprint from the chapel. In a few days' time, you make it back to your home. You are welcomed as a hero, yet you know the truth. Years pass in which you can only bear to catch glimpses of yourself in the mirror. You have grown old within the comfort of civilization. Stone and wooden walls surround you. What little connection you had to the natural world is now gone. Most nights, as you try to go to sleep, you think back to the woods, the gnarled branches, the strange shadows they cast, and the cold wind that blew through you. Over time, your body grows frail. The end is near, you know this much to be true. As darkness grows in the corner of your vision, you look out the window and see the woods that you ventured into so long ago. You think back to the time you fled the Green Knight's axe. It comes to you. There's no punishment worse than death, you think. Every time you have looked away from your reflection, you have died in some small way. You have chosen dishonor. You are a shell of what once was. Soon you will be gone. Outside, the trees continue to grow. The natural world beckons you once more. A cold wind blows. You feel so light you can fly. You move closer to the window. The wind picks up, calling your name. You let it take you. You try to fly. You cannot fly.
Probably got to see your girlfriend though.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I wanna do once we get through some of these. To any characters who succeeded in all the challenges, knelt before the knight, and were slain. So this one's for you, Trung. You close your eyes and brace your body for the axe to decapitate you. Well done. The knight traces a finger across your throat. Now, off with thy head. You do not feel it. There is only blackness. Your head is gone. You are gone. However, you are not dead. Your body becomes one with the earth. You have chosen honor. The legend you made lives on. It is rooted deep in the ground. Each time your story is told, a sapling emerges from the earth. Time will let the sapling grow into a mighty tree. The tree's branches will be gnarled and look like bones, broken and healed 100 times. Its shadows will seem foreign to a passerby. Cold wind will blow through its branches. More sun will break through, feeding the damp earth around you. Your roots will burrow deeper. The green will bloom, more saplings will rise, more nights will go forth. You will grow. And then we have two people who went off the rails here with Joe and Angeline. And I see Tim. Tim has joined. Tim has joined the chat. For our viewers here, Tim Woods designed this bad boy.
Woo!
So I think one thing I'd like to do here is and this I'm gonna borrow from another indie game. There's an indie game inspired by Coen Brothers movies called Fiasco. It's a game with no dungeon master, and you all chart out some scenes together. And one of the things that they do in that game is they have every character in kind of like a montage tell bits of epilogue about their personal stories and what happens in the aftermath of the story. So while you're thinking on that, think of like maybe a couple things that the scope of these endings didn't have here, and tell me some part of your personal story or how you changed something in the outcome of the adventure that we just played. And it's totally fine to have a minute to think about this, because I know that's a tall order.
To me, the point of surviving was to pass the story on.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a terrible, barbaric time with this artifice of chivalry. The only hope for civilization is to have stories like this, object lessons, moral lessons, to hope that it causes some sort of example. And that's why my character strives to live, is to pass the story on. Like you said, no one's ever left the chapel.
So it has nothing to do with your vice being cowardliness.
It's cowardliness because I want to survive.
Uh-huh.
That's why I chose cowardliness, because above all, I needed to survive. I would assume I wouldn't include myself in any of this story.
Okay, so you're writing like a third-person omniscient, like there is no I in this story?
No. This is a story of my companions.
Catherine, it sounds like you're going to be a subject in this story. So how would you shape the narrative about your own tale?
Well, I think that this experience ruined my love of gardening. Yeah, I mean, I think that I go have a nice life with my girlfriend, but she's really into plants, right? And she's really into the flowers and all that stuff. And I think that's a little bit traumatic for me now. You know, I think that we have like a just okay relationship. We like bicker a lot and get tired of each other. You know, that peacefulness that I really felt, I think I just don't feel it anymore. Yeah.
So this adventure was so traumatic to you that you have abandoned the virtue that defined you throughout the adventure.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Wow.
Angeline. Give us some aftermath for Annowre and this mysterious child.
Yeah. Well, I try to keep that exposition in there. There's a lot going on. Yeah. So this is I think she goes back to the court of a King Arthur-like figure.
Mm-hmm.
Some other kings around. You know, maybe it's
we can take the movie approach and just like the unnamed king, who is clearly the king.
And I think she succeeds in what she, you know, I think she strikes him down. I think she comes back to the community that outcasted her and you know, fully leans in.
Do you think she does this publicly or privately?
soft power privately.
Okay.
No, I think she comes into it. She puts on the glamour one last time. She comes into his bed at night. And then she drives a knife through his heart. And then in the ensuing chaos, the hierarchical chaos, her son ends up being the only blood heir. So I think she takes on a more. I really loved in the movie how Morgana is like really kind of the behind everything, including his rise to the throne. She's like behind, she's the glove over the steel. And so I think she installs her son. But I think she believes that will lead to meaningful change, and maybe people like her won't be so othered anymore and so outcast. And I think that's something that she's willing to die for.
I think that choosing to have this confrontation with the king, your former lover, who looks so different, and doing that in private is really interesting for like a bard who wants to tell a story that reshapes the kingdom. Like if you did it public, I think it would be hard to tell the story of like, no, there are rules we should follow. There's a code, but I think that gives a lot of leeway here to have a PR guy who was helping you take care of your baby.
The Green Knight, and when the Green Knight comes for me, I know there's a bard out there who's gonna come seek out my kid, and he's gonna pass on the story.
Yeah, I think
who knows how that might be codified.
Once I think you get your revenge, I think that there is an uncomfortable period of time where you're not sure if the Green Knight is ever going to come. And I think he would probably give you about 6 years.
Yeah, that feels meaningful.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Trung, I know that you that our Lord Theobald here got his head cut off, but you know that there's a bard out there who's telling your story. So what do you think are some of like the essential legacy that your character leaves behind that shapes his tale?
I think he I don't know. I think I really liked that particular fate for him because it's such a dramatic arc of growth that I don't think that he realized that he was on. Because for most of the time, he was really leaning in hard on being kind of a spoiled noble and not really taking responsibility for anybody else. I think that turned a little bit as soon as Heath was like, we should probably take care of this baby. And he was like, okay, I guess we should probably do this too. And so it was kind of nice to kind of get to see him go from being a selfish lord of a land and then kind of ultimately ending up as a part of the land, which is kind of poetic. I thought it was nice.
Cool.
Who would have thought of all of us? You would have had the most. You would have bumbled into the most honorable.
I know.
Yeah, you spent the whole game pretty heavy on dishonor, and then managed to cinch it in the end with some last minute rolls that made up for all your bad luck in the beginning.
For sure. Yeah, so much dishonor just rooted in incompetence, and then eventually he makes it. Tell my story, Heath.
Tim, I wanna welcome you into the chat here. Thanks for finding the time to come. I know you're hearing the tail end of this story that you wrote, that you made, that you've run a couple times before.
I just want to say it's been an honor to tune in. I only caught very much, I think it was the moment when the first character, I think it was the bard, was stepping up to the Green Knight, and I was trying to tune in from that point on, and it was just so exciting. You all did an amazing job with the ending. It was fantastic. Really, really cool. And Robert, to you as well, the everything that you added to that experience.
Yes, round of applause for Robert.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
For doing a whole Midsommar level.
Getting in there
for us.
I'm gonna have to go back and hear that now. I'm very excited.
Tim, we went off book for the second encounter. Well, on book we used
excited.
from the back of the book. You've got these 3 prompts for other A24 movies, and we used the Midsommar prompt and we wove it into Angeline's character's backstory, and then also some cool chivalric courtly love things that Catherine had written about in her piece.
Absolutely. This is very exciting to me because, to my knowledge, I haven't heard of any other streamer, any other individuals taking those prompts and actually running with them. And I've got ideas on what would happen, but I'm kind of like, they're very half-baked, as it were. So I'm very excited to see how you executed on it.
I think Angeline did a great job with it. I could tell that you were a big fan of the movie because you kept like working in all these like subtle nods to it. Especially like the when you grabbed someone else and like had this like silent moment of like sharing is like right like just I really liked what you did with the scene.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to, oh my god, I can't imagine trying to be honorable in an Ari Aster movie. That was a real challenge.
So Tim, one of the things that I was concerned about with this game from a design perspective was like what happens if someone ratchets up like a ton of dishonor early on. I thought I was gonna have to go slow, but everybody managed to like really nail it in the first encounter, and I was like, okay, let's take the training wheels off. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about like trying to find the balance between honor and dishonor, and like the pace at which it should accumulate, and like how much playtesting did that have to go through?
It's funny you say that because I was honestly very concerned that like people were going to get good rolls early on, and it's really kind of a slippery slope in either direction, of course. So it's kind of like if you can get some good luck in the beginning, it's very quickly going to kind of accumulate and stuff. But what I found was just the nature of the game, more than I expected. People were willing to take risks and be like, whatever, I'm going to do a dishonorable thing. And I just feel like people started willingly kind of, it was a perfect kind of setup where people started being like, oh, I'm a very honorable character. Other people, as I kind of got to pick up from secondhand, were like, as in the case of this game, like just slipping off into the dishonorable end and like going out to sea, as it were. And then the balance of like, how do the honorable characters help reel them in? And the amazing swings that occur, like the one we described, where like in a dishonorable character for a long time will suddenly have this kind of organic redemption arc. It was very cool how the math just kind of balanced itself out to some degree, and I also wanted there to be a certain chaos element, so it wasn't overly play tested in terms of like there's definitely places where game masters would have the ability to go off and kind of see how things develop organically. But I don't know if it's perfect, but it was interesting how it just kind of organically developed that way.
Yeah,
there's definitely chaos.
100%. That I didn't want to lose the chaos, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I really liked how a lot of the chaos would kind of play out and encourage people to be even more chaotic to a degree.
I think Trung, you got exactly that with like having like such a downward spiral of rolls in the beginning, and then pulling off that like last minute redemption arc.
Yeah.
It's surprising how
that
often that'll be
very satisfying and narratively very satisfying. I was like, "Ooh, this is great."
It's also it's like a tricky story position to like make death a celebration.
As I've watched more and more streams do the finale of like actually getting through the Green Knight encounter, because the story itself is a very challenging story in terms of what is achievement, what does it mean to succeed at the end of the day. The movie, I believe, absolutely honors that kind of complex element to the story, and then making a role-playing game about this story when all of what role-playing games kind of bring to the table is about player agency and stuff like that. It ended up being a more emotional experience.
Yeah.
I started to see watching people playing through it than I think I originally intended when I created the scene. And I'm really amazed by what game masters and players have kind of brought to it. And it's much more than just what's written. I'm really glad to see how much people like really emotionally kind of buy into the moment. It's really cool to see. And this group definitely, I feel like I caught like the perfect moment to be like, oh my gosh, this is like really overwhelming. It's really cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way the game is set up makes these kind of nebulous situations have a lot of tension, where like in a game with more defined rules, maybe that's not there because everyone wants like the nuts and bolts of what everything is, how many feet apart are we, and all this. But in a horror game, this kind of feeling like you don't know what's going on really does add to the tension, especially when you realize like there's no like hit points. You're just gonna you just got to try to survive in different way, like morally survive.
Absolutely. I think my favorite part of playtesting, and with the moment I felt like the game had really clicked, was when the game is explained properly, people will approach the kind of first encounters and be like, well, everybody stop. Everybody. And of course, it's an RPG. Nobody stops. Everybody's going to start like, I poke this. But it's like an encouraging, like, wait. We don't know what's really going on here. It's like a Indiana Jones floor tile puzzle, but it's social situations more than it is physical challenges, as it were.
What's interesting, it's such a moral game, but the morality is so subjective because you're relying on you're relying on like the GM especially, but everyone to make value judgments on things because nothing can just be. It has to be honorable or dishonorable, and there's some things that sort of. You might like stealing from thieves, like maybe 2 negatives make a positive, maybe that's honorable, but sometimes it's like I don't know. There is some like hard rules, but also some very subjective ones.
We made a lot of good place jokes for the first half of the stream.
A lot of philosophy.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think it definitely encourages that, and I tried to like get the balance between letting that be a part of it and also like knowing that it could easily get bogged down in just discussions about that, wanting like there to be some kind of guidelines and stuff to work with. But I feel like it's really fun to see how it kind of plays out the morale. As we were trying to figure out what this game would be, it accidentally became a deduction game in many ways, where it's like, well, we think we're doing the right thing, and the more fun way to challenge that isn't, nope, I disagree, and actually reality says this is the right way. It's more like, oh, but you didn't have the full picture, and how do you get the full picture then? And I love mystery games like Call of Cthulhu and D&D episodes that tend to lean more towards heists and like murder mystery stuff. So I think that ended up being what was the most fun stuff to focus on in an RPG like this. Was like, well, we're gonna meet a spooky thing, but is this spooky thing good or bad? I don't know really. We don't have all the details yet.
Yeah, I thought that note was so important in the book that I like read it out loud to everybody in the first encounter about. The nature of what is real and true should always be left ambiguous. Characters will need to question everything, especially if they're to avoid dishonor. And I thought that uncertainty... I also felt like, selfishly as a game master, reading that aloud would head off any, like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me it was going to go down like that. And it's like, no.
Many game masters have done that, and I feel like I should have just put it in the rules. Like, read this to the players, and it'll get everyone on the same page, and everyone will have a lot more fun that way. Like, honestly, it's a good way to level with everyone.
I think it requires
something I
trust.
Wanted in this.
Yeah.
I wanted there to be a kind of an established, with the rules, kind of understanding of like, I'm going to let you know when you're doing a dishonorable thing before you roll. I won't get you mid-roll and be like, that's dishonorable. Certain things would be incorporated as trust between game master and players so that the things that were still abstract and ambiguous would kind of be more the challenge of the game.
Catherine has been really quiet here. This is her first role-playing game experience ever. Was your game?
So exciting.
She also. I don't want to like. I think I've got this right. I believe that you are both either have or are working towards a PhD in English. The both of you. And Catherine, like, you're an expert. But I'm not gonna talk for you for this stuff. So.
I had a great time, so thank you to everyone. I had so much fun, and I'm really struck, Tim, hearing you talk about this, like, and also experiencing the game. Like, one of the things that people like say about, the poem, but also I think the movie does this, is like the way that it really refuses like closure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's so cool to see how that sort of is reflected also in the game. I just think it's such a cool adaptation itself, of the movie and of the poem. And I think it was great. I would love to play with my students sometime.
Hey.
I have a question for you. Like, so how did you think about, how did you think about, because you did pedagogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you think about, like, what did you want people to learn from this game, and like how did you see this as like or were you thinking about it in terms of pedagogy? I'm just curious about that.
Insofar as I was thinking of it as pedagogical, I was definitely thinking this is a game for understanding emotions, probably more than anything else. I think it's a game for understanding emotions about loss, grief, frustration, futility, and it's definitely for getting to parse out and talk about the philosophical issues of chivalry. I think I've failed to see one game that didn't in some way start to actually challenge what is chivalry, and almost like the group starts adopting its own sense of like, what are these multiple different honor systems that are really in play here, and almost like incorporate that into the vocabulary of playing. So I think it's a way to learn about these ideas, but more than anything, I think it's like a processing mechanism. I think it's like I have a lot of interest in therapeutic RPGs, and I would love to, see all different kinds of therapeutic RPGs, but I like the way that this one would maybe incorporate similar ideas that they do.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, so actually last year I taught a first year writing class that the theme was chivalry, and we did like a lot of, we did Sir Gawain the Green Knight, we also did, and we got into all of the kind of ambiguities about chivalry and what it entails, and it's interesting because I feel like people did have like really like, it sort of became a lot of people thinking about their own actions, it became a lot of people thinking about like their own masculinity, and like it would be so, it's such a cool tool, I feel like, for not only like using text to think about it theoretically, but actually sort of living it out. It's really cool.
Absolutely. And as you're kind of highlighting in the beginning, the Gawain story, it's ending, but really the whole poem is just like this exercise in like everything that Dungeons and Dragons and the big RPGs that are about like, go on this quest, get this treasure, like achieve this thing, and it just completely challenges those things. So it's kind of like, how do you make a game about this that's also still fun to play? And I hope everyone's still like, it's like capturing the emotions and the experience was what I really wanted to do. In the same way, the poem's a good poem, even though it's about a quest that is not really a quest at all. It's an anti-quest in some ways, but it's still a beautiful poem because it's an exploration of what does that mean.
Yeah, it's really just about his feelings.
Absolutely.
It's about not wanting to do the quest.
It's like, why? It's an exploration of why would you do this? What motivates somebody to do what you're doing? And that's just the whole thing. Like, it's a very introspective, and then it's like, how do you make a game where multiple people interact in an introspective way?
No, I have related to that. I have I'm really curious about sort of your approach to I'm a book editor, and I edit a fair amount of fantasy novels actually. And like the narrative design of that is very different from obviously something like a tabletop where you have multiple agents all pulling each other. Like, I think we felt that here, where we were all kind of pulling each other in different directions of morality, but we all had to like end up somewhere.
I definitely wanted that to happen. I was definitely designing to encourage that sort of thing to happen. Yeah.
Totally. I'm just curious, how did you like sort of approach taking this story where there's like kind of just one agent and one hero figure, and making it and allowing for there to be multiple?
I definitely struggled with that because I figured the best archetype I could go with was like, okay, you have the knight, and then maybe the squire is with the knight. And then it's like, who else is kind of, okay, you get the bard, that's kind of natural, but that's kind of a stretch a little bit. We were exploring, at first I was really attached to this idea that I didn't want to do classes, and so everyone was just going to be a knight, and that made a lot of sense to me, that we'd just be all knights on the road. But I quickly discovered during this process that people like classes a lot. It's really fun if you're doing like a box set like this, to have sheets that are dedicated. And once we had the idea of a bard kind of traveling along with the knight, and someone getting to play I really like the idea of a noble type, because I'm a fan of Star Wars RPGs, and there's always like, how do you make Leia and somebody whose
Sure.
whole thing is like, I'll get the government in on it. Like
You have to get the consular. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm.
And so there's cool archetypes you could go for in a story like this that don't necessarily have as prominent a role in more combat-focused games. So I really like the idea once we went with classes of the noble and stuff like that, and we quickly ended up folding that in.
What you said about this being almost like an introspective game where it's about exploring emotions, I think it's interesting how that's like the polar opposite of like classic D&D, where it's like no feelings. These characters are numbers on a sheet. If I die, I'll roll up a new one. It doesn't matter. And I also really liked how you, in the first encounter, you subvert like the most common D&D expectation, which is kill the bandits, loot their stuff, I deserve this treasure. And that's a bad thing here. That's dishonorable. I love that subversion.
What I find about D&D running it enough is, for a lot of different people especially, is the idea that invariably after a while that sort of stuff does creep into D&D, either in a way where you reject it and be like, no, we are not that kind of group. If somebody shoots at us, we're shooting back, and that's it. We do not debate this stuff. Or we debate it a lot and like really agonize over or you start in one spectrum and drift towards the other, and it's just interesting how that stuff plays out. But in my experience, it becomes very frustrating in D&D when some people really love doing that and other people are like, I hate this. So I often laugh at how in D&D there's a lot of like stigma on the rogue paladin dichotomy. The rogue's always getting up to roguey stuff, the paladin's always mad at the rogue for getting up, and the two are just going around each other, and either the group loves that, I've seen plenty of groups that love that, and then there are groups who are just like, oh, I hate this, can we just work it out and like not worry about it ever again. And I think this game is designed for groups that love to kind of explore that, like, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna have to work it out and have that moral like conflict a little bit. And a game that focuses on that, I think, is refreshing for a lot of D&D players, I think, who like D&D for the more role-playing opportunities that kind of emerge out of it too.
I think D&D, just by like the size of like how the player base, can become so many different games for so many different tables. And we all use one term to describe it, but it means something different to each of us. Whereas like when you're making a game like this, you can be much tighter in theme and get everybody on board with a shared expectation right away in a way that you can't necessarily with like a game as big as D&D.
Absolutely. My goal was, if you can get on board with the premise of the Green Knight and everything that happens there, then you hopefully can get on board with this. And there's enough overlap, certainly. Like, not every D&D player, I think, would like this story, but lots of D&D players are into this kind of like interesting take on the medieval story.
Yeah. I know it's getting kind of late. I don't want to keep anybody. I feel like I could talk to you all day. But does anybody have any last questions for Tim? Any last thoughts you want to share with the group before we turn the stream off and say goodnight?
Congrats, the game is awesome.
Yeah, no, I think it was just a really fun, chaotic time. Thanks so much.
It's like a game that's like motivated mechanically and emotionally by guilt, which is amazing. So yeah, loved it. It was great.
This night would not have happened if not for you, Tim. So thank you.
That is a delight, and it was such a cool experience to get to watch, and I'll be rewatching at the beginning of this stream. Thanks so much.
And thank you all players for taking a chance with my crazy slipping into your DMs with like the oddest pitch of a while. Let's go around the table and do our last goodbyes. Remind everyone who you are, what you work on, anything that you want to talk about that's going on in your personal projects, and then we'll say goodnight. Angeline, you want to go first?
Sure. I'm Angeline Rodriguez. I'm a book editor. I really enjoyed this game. I also strive to tell, sort of morally complex stories where there is a lot of different agencies and moralities at play. And so this was just a really great time, and it was a really great exploration of like different narrative styles. And so thank you again.
Trung.
I'm Trung Ling Nguyen. I'm a cartoonist and an author, and I'm really fascinated with fairy stories and oral traditions. And this is a really neat way to kind of explore that in an RPG space, I think, because there's a lot of dynamic storytelling happening, and it's so much easier to kind of parse that when it's a game that is conflated with a material property that exists that already has a narrative to go against. And this was such a clever way to do all of that mechanically, and so I had a really, really nice time.
Catherine.
I'm Catherine. I'm a PhD student at the University of Virginia, and I study late medieval English and French literature. And I do a lot of work on like gender and sexuality. And I had a great time. And thanks so much, Rob, for organizing this, and thanks to everybody for playing with me and putting up with my first time playing things, and Tim, thanks so much for designing the game. It was really fun.
Putting up nothing. Great. You did awesome.
You did.
Thanks.
You did.
Joe.
I'm Joe. I write under the name J. Crawford. I am a novelist. My debut novel came out in July. And I love games like this, and I love telling stories with people. And I love to see how people want to tell their own story. I think that's the beauty of D&D. Is that everybody comes with their own story, and we all have to work together to build it. I love the cooperative nature of it, and thanks for having me tonight.
Tim, do you want to get in on this?
Absolutely. I mean, you can see everything about me on timwoods.com, and my background is in game design, professional game mastering, and obviously you can check out the Green Knight game online, and you should definitely buy a copy. And I have some books also available for game masters to kind of help getting the creative juices flowing, and so you can check out my work online. Thanks so much.
And I am Rob. I am at Robert G. Reeve on Twitter and just about anywhere else you can find me. When I am not streaming The Green Knight on Saturdays, I stream a Western set in the fairy world. It's an adventure that I wrote for my first paid tabletop writing credit ever. So I'm really excited to finally be making it as a creator. And it gives me the opportunity to get a bunch of cool people like you all together into one space and play games like this. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming tonight. Thank you, everybody who watched. I will be putting a copy of this up on YouTube so that you can all remember it forever. And I think that's where we'll call it for tonight.
Never forget the bear mace.
The bear maze. It's gonna be my best pun of all time, I think. I don't know how I'm gonna outdo myself. And okay, I am going to press this button and say goodnight. Good night, everyone.
Good night. So nice to meet you, Tim.
Great to meet you all. Have a good night.